Did anything happen?
Yeah. I did it on purpose. Trust me. It was completely on purpose. It was completely on purpose. I was just saying, yeah. I don't know where to start. I know what I want to talk about. I know all the stuff I want to talk about. But I'm just thinking, where do I want to start? You know? There's like so many things. But, Now, I was talking to myself. I do that. I do that a lot. Yep. I mean, it's fun. I mean, don't you talk to yourself? I think everyone talks to themselves, don't they? Dix! Welcome in. How you guys doing? You good? Every day? See? Yeah, everyone does that. I'm just like... I was just telling myself, oh, here's grain for blah, blah, blah. I'm kidding. Yeah. Ooh, we do actually need to talk about some things about Wuthering Waves, you know. But again, where do I start? That's the question. And where I think I want to start. Seems like I've gone through some stuff. Yeah. I think where I want to start is the companion story quests. I think that's a good starting point. Right?
Did anything happen?
And I'll just bring it up so I don't miss any. Companion story quests. Okay, so we've got Ling Yang. We've got Jian. 1 second. Am I going to get my head in right? Yeah. But Ling Yang, Jian, Yinlin, Changli, Zhezhe, Encore, and Camellia. I'm also going to include Zhang Li Yao in that one as well. It wasn't explicitly his companion story quest, but it was basically his companion story quest. You know, the previous 1.3 event where we are introduced to Zhang Li Yao and we get a lot of his backstory and that sort of thing. I'm going to include that as well. And so I think I'm going to go through like in order. Wait, was it one? No, it's not 1.2, sorry. Yeah, 1.2. You gave in, you got S6 Camellia. Congratulations. Right. So I'm going to go through the companion story quest because I think we have a lot to talk about these as well. So, Ling Yang story quest. I mean, I think we can all agree that Ling Yang is basically nearly nobody's favorite. I mean, some people don't really hate him as a character, from what I understand, but people don't really like to play him
Did anything happen?
in game because of his DPS just isn't exactly there, and there's also like the hitbox issues and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about all this with a sense of like retrospective, yeah. Because I can't just like replay the entire all these and go through one by one. That would take too long. So it really does with that benefit of hindsight, we can talk about how things feel like and what was the lasting impression from these quests. What do we remember? What don't we remember, and that kind of thing. And it's like Ling Yang. Even though Ling Yang isn't really one of the favorite characters for almost anyone. I'm sure he's someone's favorite, but generally speaking, no one, for the most part, has him as their favorite. I don't really hear too many like Ling Yang mains. But the actual story quest itself, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like, the story, it followed along about how Ling Yang became, like, how he came into, like, society. Because he has this, mutation that gives him these, like, animalistic appearances. Like, in CBT1, he had more of an animalistic appearance, but, 1 second, let me just...
Understood.
No, let's go to here. Let's actually bring him up. I don't have him. So we'll just go here. Crossing stars.
Understood. I am here to serve your will.
Ling Yang. There it is. Yep. So like Ling Yang, I like his design. Fine. I think it's actually pretty interesting. A bit too femboyish, in my opinion, but I think his design is like, there's a lot of intricacies in there that I really do like it. It's not just a random thing. I actually do like there's a lot of details been put into his design, and his Resonator Showcase, his trailer was actually really, really good. Was really, really good, you know, right? And the song was amazing, I thought. And when you see him like just like burst out and people looking for Ling Yang, and I thought it was good. But the actual story quest itself, we were following these two siblings, if I remember correctly, and one of the siblings was talking about how she kept on hearing a bell, and then we later find out that Ling Yang was the one with the bell. The story itself wasn't the greatest. The plot itself wasn't the greatest. We got a bit of it in there, but honestly, we didn't really find out too much about it that we didn't already see from his character trailer before all of this. So I don't know what the point of it was. I mean, it didn't really ingratiate us any further than we already would have been regardless. I will say one thing though. I did like the variation of gameplay. Like, it went from the open world type of game that we're used to playing, and then one section, actually a couple of sections, it went into like a side scroller, right? Like, you're running through your side scrolling, you're like jumping down ledges, you're jumping over things and like attacking things. I thought that was really, really cool. I don't know why they haven't done that more. They really should do that more. Like, they obviously have the technology, like, in-game, in-engine to do this. And I don't know if it would be any more difficult than designing any other game style or whatever, like any other kind of event. I mean, there's this event right now in Nikke, right? With the whole Cinderella thing. And the minigame for that is basically Metroid, like Neuron. It's a Metroidvania type side scroller. Like, you go through location, you've got the map and that sort of thing, and that's really cool. They could easily do something just like that in Wuthering Waves if they wanted to, using that side scrolling kind of technology, you know. And if they implemented more of those things, and they had they gave more use to Ling Yang, you know, like how he can, when he's in mid-air, he can basically walk mid-air and still like maneuver around. If they could like implement a mini game type thing, again, mini games. Some people are into them, some people aren't, but I think they could really work this quite well. If they could implement a mini game where you're controlling Ling Yang to explore certain areas, and you have to use that particular skill of him like airwalking to get over particular obstacles. Like, some other characters might not be able to do that, but because he has that particular mechanic in his kit, then that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty interesting, and it would kind of force people to play him, you know. And if we have like just like this other random thing that we check in with Ling Yang every now and then, we take control of Ling Yang to go through this side scroller type game mode, I think that would like bring his likability up, for lack of a better term. Like, it would it would bring him more to the forefront of some people's eyes, because I think right now he's an afterthought. Like, no one really wants him, because they all hear Ling Yang, don't bother with him. But if there was an event where he was the main character and we used him, I think that'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty interesting. So, but yeah, the character story itself was like, not the greatest, but not the best. But it did have interesting parts in there that I think they should have explored a lot more. It's a real big shame that they just didn't do that, you know? Right. So that was my opinion on the Ling Yang story quest. Jian. Right. Jian's story quest. Let's just bring it back over here. I do actually have Jian as well. 1 second. Resonator.
Understood. I am here to serve your will.
I do actually have Jian.
The battlefield is dynamic. Do not let your guard down.
I've got Jian and his weapon. And putting aside the whole translation issues that we had with the weapon, I don't want to really talk about that right now. I might address it later on. But Jian's story quest, from what I remember, is that it started off pretty slow, where we were like introduced to this like Gulpuff racing type thing. I'm like, okay, I mean, not the best introduction to, like, he's a general, right? He's this badass general. He looks so damn cool, and this is how we start his companion story quest. What? It didn't really make sense. I don't know why we were doing that, like, at all. But that part didn't really last too long. We like soon after that, when the story actually starts kicking in, like once we have these particular issues, and we have to talk to Mortefi, and we have to go inside the was it the Sonorosphere? I think it was in the Sonorosphere. And we go to like these like pockets in time, and that's when the story really starts kicking in. At that point, I was in. I loved the story quest like entirely. I thought it was one of the best, if not, I'm not gonna say the best. I'm not too sure. For me, it's definitely in my top 3 best story quests in Wuthering Waves so far. And because I really love the way that it integrated and implemented both story and gameplay both into the storytelling, where he's having to like fight these demons, for lack of a better term. Like, they're not really demons. We find out who and what they are. Like, I mean, spoiler warning, if you've not played the game already, go play it. I'm pretty sure everyone's played it, so we all know. And I really enjoyed the part where we're going through all these like different locations, and some of the locations look absolutely stunning, look absolutely amazing, right? And we get to this, and we have this big boss battle. I think it was the big boss in that battle was Tempest Mephis, or I can't remember. It was one of the Tempest ones, and we get this cutscene, right, where the boss is like reaching towards us, like inches away from our face, and then this is after we've beaten it. It's inches away from our face, and it like disintegrates, and you see his past teammates, and they're like welcoming him warmly. Like they're saying it's okay. You don't need to feel guilty. I mean, I'm trying not to go into too much like story spoilers. Like, you'll find out why they're saying this, but that particular thing of like him having to like raise his sword or raise his spear, whichever you want to call it, against his old teammates to like set them free, but not just to set them free, but also to set himself free as well from like the shackles of the past, for lack of a better term. And I really love that, and the cinematics, the visuals, like the backlighting. I really remember this really vibrant sunset. I think it was sunset. I don't think it was sunrise. I think it was like a sunset. This vibrant sunset in the background, and these silhouettes of Jian and Tempest Mephis, and then it turns into like his past teammates. And I really loved that. I swear that scene was amazing. Yeah, the past was fallen and used the structured master over TD. Yeah, they amalgamated into the Tacit Discord, and then once he fights this Tacit Discord and he beats it, that's when they separate again, and they go back into their original forms. And I really loved that quest. I thought it was really good. The part after that where we're talking about the seed, I mean, there's plenty of seeds in this game. it kind of dragged on a little bit, but I didn't mind it too much. It didn't overstay its welcome. But that scene was so good, and it was a really good instance of show don't tell type storytelling, and I really enjoyed that. I really think that Jian's story quest is in the top 3 for me. In fact, no, what we should do, hang on, we'll get like a tier list going on. I actually had this on. 1 second. Yeah. Right, we'll get a tier list. Right. So we've just done Ling Yang. I'm just going back. We've just done Ling Yang. Where is he? Ling Yang. I can't see. Oh, there he is. And I didn't hate it, so I'm not going to put it in D. But I think I'm going to put it in C. Right? But Jian's story quest, for me, was definitely S. Like, the beginning wasn't the best, but after that, once it actually kicks in, like after the first 10 minutes or so, once it actually kicks in, you actually get into the Sonorosphere area, that's when it gets good. That's when it gets really good, and I really appreciate that. I think that's an amazing quest. Right. Okay, next one. Yinlin. Right, I was really looking forward to Yinlin. Because waifu, obviously. Clearly. But...
Understood. I am here to serve your will.
No rush. The impatient ones will fall right into our lap.
I don't have Yinlin on this account. I have Yinlin on my other account, on my main account. But... yeah. So I was really looking forward to Yinlin, because she was like one of my most anticipated characters. Not because Booba. But I just really liked her. I really like femme fatale type characters. I'm a bit of a sucker for that. Like, same thing for Yilan as well. So I was looking forward to that. And I was interested by her character, the Resonator Showcase, her trailer, where they show her off as being some kind of like agent, like a spy agent, like with all these disguises. I was like, oh, interesting. I'm wondering like how they're going to go about that. And then once we got her companion story quest, we didn't really have that like at all. Really? And I thought, why? I was really confused. We're talking to this guy, and he has this his daughter, and then Yinlin comes in, and we go through that. What I did like about Yinlin's story quest is the way they intertwined Rover into the story quest. Like, for that story quest, it was actually about Yinlin, right? It was actually about Yinlin, and Rover's there, but it's not about Rover. It is about Yinlin, and Rover's just got dragged and got like pulled into it, like just by happenstance. Like everything was happening in the background before we meet Yinlin, right? And we just happened across this person that Yinlin had particular dealings with, and we got dragged into that. And I really thought that was a good way to like bring Rover into that story. But when it does come down to it, it is Yinlin's story and the way she's like trying to break free from the shackles or the strings of her father figure. The problem with this story is like, I don't know, it just wasn't what I was expecting, really. Like I was looking forward to that spy type aspect. We had this thing where she was saying she was like a ranger, but she really wasn't. Like we got like a throwaway line about that, but we didn't really see too much of that. Saying that though, in the latest 1.4 update with the whole Somnoir thing, we go to these different locations, and this is a bit of a spoiler warning, I guess. We go to Yinlin's Somnoir, right? And we do actually have this spy thing, this spy gimmick in this latest 1.4 update, right? Where she like takes on, where she fights, knocks some people out, takes on this guys, and like moves around and has that. And I thought that was what they should have done for her companion story quest. The double agent Yinlin, where you can't tell if she's a friend or foe. And that's another thing I wanted to like touch on as well. Like when you're playing the story quest for Yinlin, like in the original 1.0, her actual companion story quest, there is a point where you don't know if she's on your side or not. Like you just have to trust her. And luckily for us, the trust did pay off. but it was a case of us literally just saying, okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. But yeah, it wasn't exactly there. And I think it needed something a little bit more. I wanted more of the espionage aspect. Like I said, I like these femme fatales. I didn't really get much of a... Well, no, she is a femme fatale, really, but it was... I wanted more of the espionage aspect of the thing. Right? Because our original design was completely different. Yeah, I mean, personally, I prefer this design. I have heard some people that say that they prefer the old design with the boots and such. I'm like, that's completely fair. Personally, I like this design. And no, it's not because of Booba. I swear to God. I swear to God, it's not. It's mainly the dress. But, no. It wasn't perfected in the story, but she's a femme fatale, but not in her story. Exactly. It's totally the thighs. I mean, can you blame me? Jesus Christ. She thighs for days. Yeah, like she was presented as like an espionage, double agent, spy, femme fatale type character in her Resonator Showcase trailer. But when she came to the companion story quest, we didn't really get that like at all. Not really, anyway. We got a bit of a friend or foe aspect, but we didn't really get the espionage. I really wanted that kind of thing. I wanted her to be like some kind of like sexy version of James Bond, basically. So, yeah. That's my opinion on Chang Li's story quest, I think. Am I missing anything? Oh no! Again, this goes to all of the companion story quest, I think. But like the location in her final battle, like you see this massive golden hand with like the strings around, where we're fighting all the enemies at the end. Like that location looked absolutely amazing. But in saying that, the final battle wasn't that fulfilling. We didn't get this big thing. It was just like mini things. And also, we didn't really get a cutscene either. We didn't get like a really good cinematic cutscene. And maybe that's to do with it being rushed. Very possible. But we didn't get that. I really wanted it. The final battle was not good. So... in terms of like where I put her in, where I put her quest in this tier list, I'm gonna put her at like a B. Like again, not bad, but not really good. I didn't really get that much in terms of like satisfaction. You know? So, yeah, Black Widow. Yeah, basically a Black Widow type character, but maybe a bit more espionage-y. Companion quest tier list. Yes. Right down. Okay, next one. Chang Li. Chang Li.
Understood.
She's not on this account.
I am here to
Wait,
serve.
no, it wasn't Chang Li. Why is Chang Li first? Where's... Oh, because Jinsa was classed as being in the main story quest. Okay, sorry. Not Chang Li, sorry. Jinsa. Jinsa's companion story quest wasn't really in like a separate thing. It was in the main story quest. It was in the main story quest. But I'm still going to class it as like a separate thing.
Understood. I am here
No.
to... May I pray for anything specific for
Here.
you? It would be my honor.
Companion story quest. Right. Where do I start with this one? Actually, I need to get a drink. So I'll be back in a sec. Back in a sec. Actually, need to get a drink. Back in a sec. Sorry, I meant to get a drink, but I completely forgot. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah. So Jinsa's companion story quest was actually part of the main story quest, and I think a lot of people really liked it, and I'm one of those people too. I think I liked it a lot because there were a lot of like things, a lot of parts of the quest that was just like, how to explain this? There were a lot of questions in the lore about the particular things to do with Jue. That we had a lot of questions about Jue and like their role in the world, through acts 1 through 6, right? And then we only got like some certain like flashes of Jinsa and her lore and her like role in the world as well. We knew she was like the main leader of Jinzhou, right? But we still have a lot of questions like, why does she know what she does? Why does she do what she does? And that sort of thing. And it was really, really odd. But once we got to Mount Firmament and we got through to her story quest, there were a lot of parts, and I usually just go for the regular first option in the dialogue options, and I just go to whatever option gets us like to the next dialogue tree. But in this one, I actually was really interested into exploring all the other options as well. Hi, Bitex. And there were a lot of questions that I thought were answered in this as well. But along that line, just going back a bit, while we're exploring Mount Firmament, like to find Jinsa, we have all these other things where we learn a bit more about her. But at the same time, we learn a bit more about Rover as well, because it is still classed as the main story quest, so we have to learn about Rover as well. And once it gets to the ending with Jue, and you see her like basically like willing to sacrifice herself for like the betterment of Mount Firmament, the way the cinematic played out was really, really good. Do you guys think? What are you guys thinking about that? What did you guys think about Jinsa's story quest? Any ideas? I'm actually interested what you guys think, because I've heard some people say that they didn't particularly enjoy it. You thought it was better than Changli? Jinsa's quest is fine for you? Yeah? You liked it? Was there anything you didn't like? Although audio desync ruined it for some people. A bit better than Changli's. Better than Yinlin. At least give us more insight to her character. It was good. Yeah, it was good main story quest. I agree, yeah. I thought the puzzles as well were really well implemented. I think Jinsa rightly knew a lot of stuff. I like the majority stories. Yeah. It's better than Changli. It's a good story, but wasn't that enjoyable to go through. A lot of walking, quite long. Overrated overall. Bitex, like, what? A lot of walking and quite long. Was there anything else that really like stood out to you, like you didn't really like enjoy? Because of the Jinsi quest, I got emotionally invested in Wuthering Waves. The pacing is better. You think so? Yeah, pacing better. I mean, the pacing because it's classed as the main story quest, but it was like really Jinsa's story quest. The pacing, I thought was like the act. It was about the same kind of pacing that Act 6 had, I think, which I really enjoyed as well. They didn't need the conversation before the cutscene with Jue and Jinsi arguing. I see. I mean, there were a couple of conversations. We've got the conversation where, like, just after we released Jue, and then we've got the conversation up at the top of Mount Firmament as well. For me, the Changli part is good, but after change to Jinsi, for me, it drops a little. The cutscene hit all the same points of conversation. They didn't bank on the drama of her origins more. Yeah, I mean, we saw a bit that we can assume that we saw a child in her trailer, and that we can assume that child grew up to be Jinsa. And I thought we could have learned a little bit more about that as well. There's some stuff that's actually hidden in... where is it? There's some stuff that's actually hidden in these entries here. I've read them online, so even though I haven't got here, where basically she is like almost constantly working, and then she's been like in charge of Jinsho since her teens. The first one was them arguing. The second one was Jinso pretty much solidifying her own stance, and the third one was final. Are you sure? The final one was at the end, right? Like after the battle. The conversation right after we released you. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah. Before? Oh. It was Rover summarizing it. Ah, I see. Again, it's been a while since I've done these quests, and I've done all these quests twice because I have 2 accounts. I've done all these quests twice, so because I have 2 accounts. But again, it's been a while since I did this. 1.1 was pretty nice pacing wise. 1.3 was way too super speed for some people. 1.2 turned out to be more important to the plotline regarding research into the lament, so there's that. When we got to the underground part with a lot of puzzles, the puzzles themselves weren't problematic all that much, but having to run quite a bit of distance between puzzles and then you realize you made a mistake, so you have to go back. These small little annoyances are a big deal to me. I get headaches easily from having to look up, down diagonally, climb, fall down. Yeah. Okay, that last point as well, I actually do want to get onto that. About the Jue fight is trash. I hate it. So far in Wuthering Waves, the Jue weekly battle is by far the worst one. I absolutely hate fighting Jue. It does my absolute nutting for the simple fact that he's almost always in the goddamn air. And with him being a dragon, I get it, but he's in the... He, she, whatever... Jue is in the air far too fucking long. It's like, I would like to deal damage to you. Would you allow that, please? Get down here. And also, the big problem as well is that even when you're locking on, because he's moving around all this huge area, right? You're locking on. There's only one point that you can lock onto, right? It locks onto the face. But there's a lot of the parts where it comes down. You're not supposed to attack the face because it's too high up. You're supposed to attack like the lower part of the tail. But there's no lock on for the tail. So you're constantly trying... If I have a lock on for the camera, it's constantly trying to... My character is constantly trying to attack the face. You have to lock on, it comes down, lock off, attack the tail, lock on again because it's moving around, lock off. Like, stop it. Just that's so fucking annoying. Give us another target that we can like shift our target to from the face to the tail when it comes down. Shift for the win. Yeah, I get it. If you're playing with pistol users or even like some rectifier users, you might not have that issue, but even still, like, not everyone likes playing with Chishia, but it's like, I don't want to have to play with certain characters in order to not get so frustratingly annoyed at this boss battle. It should be a battle of skill, not a battle of characters, you know? Like, if you use one particular type of character, such as a pistol user, then you'll have one particular playstyle and one way to take down that boss. But if you're using another particular character, there should be another different way you can take down that boss. You know, like, if you're playing another, like, more, let's say, for example, let's say Assassin's Creed, right? There are several different ways you can go about getting to your target and assassinating the target. You can go in, like, balls blazing and just kill everyone along the way and just go like, full berserker mode if you want to. Or you can be more sneakily, crawling around in all the shadows and then get in and just, like, get in there before anyone can even notice you. Like, there are different ways to achieve the same goal, like, depending on your playstyle. And with each character, they each have their own particular playstyle. And when it comes to Jue, you can... If you're not using these particular characters, such as pistol users or even some of the rectifier users, then you're gonna have a bad time, you know. So it's just so annoying that it's constantly in the air, you know. It's just like, fuck. Jue is a really good boss fight on paper, but very bad implementation. Yes, exactly. I mean, if they need at least at the bare minimum a target for the tail, because he only has one target, and it's so annoying if you're not using a pistol user. We still can't target the low tail. No, we can't. That's my problem. That is exactly my problem. There's still no 5-star range character either. Yeah, hopefully they bring in a 5-star pistol user. I don't know when that's going to be, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Drea has 2 areas you can hit though. Yeah, he has 2 areas you can hit, but only 1 area you can lock onto. So like I was saying before, you have to release your lock from the face in order to not have your character constantly trying to attack the face when the tail is literally right in front of you. It's really annoying. Tail tip, belly and head, but again, the only target is on the head. And that's the annoying thing. No, you can hit the tail, but you can't target the tail. Yeah, no, spoilers I don't mind. Leaks I do mind. No leaks. No leaks. Right. So, on a scale of... But overall though, putting aside the Druid boss battle, Bitex didn't like the puzzles. I didn't mind them. And overall, the story itself was really good. I thought the pacing, it wasn't too fast, it wasn't too slow. It was a bit more on the methodical type of side of things. It was a little slower compared to, say, Gian's story quest, I think, but not too slow. But for me, overall, with the amount of information and lore and the way they interwove both battles, story and gameplay into the storytelling, I thought they did a really good job. So I'm also going to put this in the S tier. This is just like within Wuthering Waves quest, right? Right. Next one after that is Changli. Right. Changli's story quest. We were all looking forward to Changli, right? And once we saw her at the beginning of 1.1, once we're getting on the boat to go to Mount Firmament, and we actually get to control her a little in the main story quest when we're looking for Jinsei as well. That was really good. Changli is an amazing character. You didn't care about her at all? Perfectly fine. I like her. I like her a lot. Her story and the way they implemented exploring her backstory, it was actually about Changli and her growing up to be the person that she is today. The way they implemented the different points of views, where you're in this location and you're controlling Rover to explore one part of the area, but then you're controlling Changli to explore the same part, but like a shadow realm type version of the same location. It was really, really interesting. Her mentor, best wing... True. You wish Changli's story was long enough, to be honest? I think it was fine. I don't think it was too long. I don't think it was too short. The pacing seems solid. The way they explored the past and the way they introduced certain aspects of Changli and her character to us, the player, was really good. And again, there was a lot of show don't tell as well in it. And I thought it was really good. I'm trying to think. What didn't I like about Changli? What didn't we like about Changli's story quest? Have I finished Camilla's companion story? Yes, I have. I've played it twice. I kind of like Changli's story quest and what her connection to Rover is through her master. Actually, I want to... If I was gonna have a complaint about Changli's story quest, and this is something I have a complaint with other story quests as well, is that kind of wish that Rover didn't have anything to do with her. What the hell? No, I mean, like, in her past, where her mentor is basically like just hyping up Rover, like, to high heaven. I don't know if we needed that. Did we really need it? Was it necessary to the story? I don't really understand the necessity of that particular element of the story. I wanted it to be more about her and her mentor. And like how her mentor has been such an influence on her life and how she's become a similar mentor to Jinsa. Honestly, I don't know why Kuro Games always includes Rover as if Rover is part of everything. That is something I was saying exactly. I said the exact same thing yesterday, and I'm going to go about that as well. The only thing, last thing she remembers is her mentor mentioning Rover. I mean, it always had to be about Rover, and I don't know if that was necessary. It could have been something else. It could have been like one last lesson from her mentor to Changli, and then she's kept that lesson close to her throughout her life that she wants to pass on to Jinsa as well. My complaint is a discrepancy between JP and EN. Changli is characterized differently, and while I understand the need to change stuff up, sometimes it felt off here. I'm sure a lot of people would agree on that, but that's my personal stance regarding the character's relationship with Rove. But again, some plotlines can't really have that work. Ashe, yeah, we need stories where Rover isn't present in the future or in the past. Honestly, I don't want Rover to be much a part of the story at all when it comes to companion story quests. Like I said, I did like how they wove Rover into the story, like I said, in Yinlin's story quest, and even to some degree also Jian's story quest, but I don't, and it kind of works with Jinsa as well because of the connection that Jue has with Rover, like Rover being like the owner of Jue, or the previous master of Jue, or the creator of Jue. We're not actually too sure about that. That makes sense. But like the way they like it feels like they're kind of forcing Rover into the story quest with Changli, and then later on as well. That's pretty much what she did. She passed on what she knew to Jinsa. Yeah, I know she did that. I'm just saying, why did the last thing that Changli's mentor tell Changli, why did it have to be about Rover? It could have been something else completely. But overall, the way it was presented to us, like the way they showed these two different perspectives, and the way they switched from past to present and back to past and all this sort of thing, I thought they did it really well. I thought they did it really, really well. And so, in my opinion, the Changli story quest is also in this S tier here. These are in no particular order, by the way. They're all. These are my top three. And for me, personally, this is where I feel the quality starts to drop. Not significantly, gradually. But we're going to get there. After Changli, but before Zheja, if I remember correctly, there was Zhang Liyao. Zhang Liyao's story quest it wasn't really his story quest, it was the Lantern event. It was a Lantern event. Was it one? It was, I'm pretty sure it was 1.2, right? This one here. Vigil of Endless Night, I think it was. What's the name of it? I can't remember. Basically, this 1.2 event was, for all intents and purposes, Zhang Liyao's companion story quest. And I enjoyed it. I really liked the atmosphere that it was setting up, about the when we like going through and we keep going. I remember this particular scene where we keep going up to this desk. We interact with something, and then we're back to the beginning. We like go back up to the desk, interact again. We're back to the beginning. And kept on going that over and over and over again. It slowly. What's the word? It fell more into it had like more of a nefarious vibe to it. The Moon Chasing Festival. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the one. By Moon's Grace event. Yeah, by Moon's Grace. I was right. I mean, we learned a lot about the different characters here, but it's like during this event here that we learned what we got to Zhang Liyao's. It wasn't really companion story, not officially, but it basically was. This is where we get introduced to him as a character and we explore him. Wait a second. I just want to know, how do you want them to pull it off if we play the game through Rover's eyes as MC? Right. I'm gonna go through that later on after I've gone through all these, but I keep that in mind. I'm gonna address that. Generally, yeah, Companion is actually quite decent compared to Zheja. I mean, out of the two, I agree on that one, but we're gonna get through there. Changli and Rover are connected, but Rover wasn't directly involved. Jinse and Rover were connected, but Rover didn't directly involve in the final battle. Zhang and Rover weren't connected, but Rover got involved. Zheja and Rover are the same thing. Shopkeeper and Rover are the ones who are connected, and Rover got involved. Changli and Rover also the same thing, but even then she was more or less parallel to Rover. We learned Rover's flaws, previous ambitions, and such like that. And for the most part, the most important thing about her companion story is we learn why Rover does good in the first place. I do hope they include Calcro in the future. Yeah, Calcro does need to get his own thing. We might see that later on. Right, but as I was saying, the visuals and the creepiness that was like flowing through in the Zhang Liyao story quest was really good. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I might be misremembering, but I don't particularly remember too much in the way of action or combat. I think we got one battle against was it the Light Crusher? Or was the Light Crusher? No, that Light Crusher was Changli's story quest. We got one battle or something like that, but we didn't really get much in terms of things to do. It was a lot. Yeah, we had a battle in memory. Yeah, it's the mech. That was it. Sorry, the mech. Yeah, you're right. I remember it now. Yeah, we got the mech. Yeah, Light Crusher was Changli, the mech abomination. Yao's story became a horror thriller, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the more darker aspects of that story quest, and the way like, sort of as you continued and you progressed through the story quest, it slowly got darker and darker and got more like kind of horror-ish type thing. And then we got this mech abomination as well, which was really, really cool. But besides that battle, we didn't really get much else, did we? It was a lot of talking, I've got to be honest. There was a lot of exposition, but it was enough for me that I enjoyed the atmosphere, I enjoyed the vibe. Yeah, we learned about the lament, and when we're learning more about the lament, it slowly got further and closer to more lament-ish vibes. It was mainly story, but not too much in terms of things to do. And I think that's when they started going to more tell, don't show. And I don't really like that. I think that they pulled it off really well with... Again, it's very similar to Jian's story quest, where Zhang Liao is like having to face off against something or someone from his past, right? And like Jian had the same thing. We had to like face off against some people from his past. And I think they did it better in Jian's story quest compared to how they did it in Zhang Liao. Like the actual final battle was fine, but getting to that point, it was a lot of talking. So, but the benefit of that is that it wasn't too long. like, that's the benefit of Wuthering Waves quests in general. Like, each quest has taken roughly about an hour and a half to 2 hours at most. You're not going for like 3, 4, 5 hours of pure yap that gets annoying. It's not that bad, but still, for the 1.5 hours, and we just get one really just one battle at the end of it. I wish they like had incorporated more gameplay, even a few gimmicks, a few puzzles or something here and there, than what we got. So when it comes to like in here, in this ranking here, Zhang Liao, I think at the end of it we did get a better, more satisfying ending compared to, say, Yinlin, for example. So that's why I'm gonna put it just a touch above Yinlin. Like, Yinlin is like a high B on this one. I'm gonna put it above. I'm gonna make it like a low A type thing. Yeah, Yao's story felt like it was a side story made for the festival. I mean, really, it was, but effectively, it was the companion story quest. It wasn't classed as a companion story quest, but that's where we are introduced to him as a character. So I'm still classing it as his companion story quest, even though it technically wasn't. So I'm going to put Zhang Liao's in the A. I enjoyed it. Honestly, I just want to like shift these down here and just do this. You know? I could do it that way. It was above Yinlin, but these three, it wasn't close to these ones. I felt it drop considerably after that. And then after that, we get Zhezhe. Hi, Jen Daddy. Welcome in. After that, we get Zhezhe. Right. I'm just going to ask. What was the point of Zhezhe's story quest? I didn't get it. The only thing I remember from Zhezhe's story quest was it Jiao? What was the name? The judge type character. What was I only remember her. That's literally all I remember. We have this thing about like, what was it? Forgeries or something like that? I actually don't remember. I'm honestly, that's my point. I don't remember it. The only thing I remember was the hot lady. That's literally all I remember. Everything else, I'm like, what? I played it twice. I played it twice as well. I played it twice and I don't remember a thing except for the hot lady. I vaguely remember that the boss battle at the end was the Ikes, the Spectro thing. But the Artist Dilemma, yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember that quest at all. I'm so confused. I played it twice. What? What? One second. Let me just. Jesus' quest felt like a challenge. Jesus' quest felt like a challenge of how would you write a story about an NPC that didn't have anything to do with the main quest. Yeah. Jesus' quest was not really memorable. Yeah, exactly. But I think of all the quests, hers is probably the most well-paced. Okay. So, cinematic shots, no cutscenes, bad voice acting. I mean, I played it in Japanese, so the voice acting wasn't that bad. I didn't have any problems with voice acting. Zhezhe Companion Quest is about the hard life of a painter where you either copy other or create stuff, but it doesn't sell. I didn't understand the Zhezhe Quest. It was like an artist's internal conflict. I mean, it showed Zhezhe's past, but it was about some company trying to replicate her art and destroying. Yeah, I remember something. I remember something about like copyright and forgeries and what? There was no major story progress. He is not a character and with significant role anyway. People like it though, most likely artists because they can relate. I mean, if you can relate to it, that's perfectly fine. You're back here and we do stuff, blah, 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 blah. Just about creatives either creating art for the sake of money or creating art for the sake of creating it. Right. On that point, I want to go back to this Somnoir event. One second, I want to show you. Like this event right now, if you just go to this. Oh, I need to do it. If you go to this Somnoir event, you actually get that. You actually get that struggle in less than 5 minutes. In less than 5 minutes. It was... I've played it on the other account, right? And it conveyed that so quickly. And a lot of it was visual as well. And I really like that way that they did it. It's like with this new Somnoir event, it's like they're redoing a lot of these companion story quests. It's like they're like having another go at trying to explain these characters to us. Like my criticism of Yinlin's story quest is that we didn't get the espionage aspect. In this Somnoir event, we did. And when it comes to like the struggle of like, do you create art for money or for the love of creating art, and like finding the balance between the two, and like the dilemma of which one you go to, I got that in this Somnoir event very quickly, and it was really good. You love what? They should have put that guy on the Jeju trailer. Oh, the first draft was better guy. I mean, if they basically redone the entire trailer but stretched out to gameplay length, and people would just be like, I've already seen this, so it'd be a waste of time. So I don't know if they could do that, but for the most part, though, I didn't see the point.
Understood. I am here to serve.
But the thing is, like, I honestly don't see the point. I also don't hear the point of Jeje as a character in Wuthering Waves. Here from Smack recommendation. Oh, welcome in. Thanks, man. Like, it's really odd. It's really odd. Like, if we just go back, like Ling Yang, we see why. Jiang, we know why. Yunlin makes sense. Changli makes sense. Jinsu makes sense. Encore makes sense. Black Shores. Jeje just like comes out of nowhere. Jeje just like comes out of nowhere. And I don't see the point of her as a character in this story yet. She might have been an experiment, like in terms of playstyle, maybe. Like they really need to like, I don't even know how they would do it, but they really need to like bring her into the main story somehow. Yeah, she doesn't fit anywhere. It was completely out of left field. For Jin's sub DPS, I mean, yeah, she's a good sub DPS, and also she's a good like battery for Jin's forte gauge. But like, the story the story was forgettable. It didn't really have a lasting impact. Her as a character, I don't see the point of her being in like there at all. Design wise, I think she's fine. I actually don't know if I would consider her like 5-star level designed character. I mean, like for me, one second, where
I should try.
like she's at the same kind of level as Sanhua, and I love Sanhua's design, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Sanhua's design, but she's not really like But Jeje is like along the same lines. I don't really feel 5-star level to me.
May I pray for an
Jinsa, I do.
for you?
The battlefield
Jian,
is
I do.
dynamic. The
Zhang Liao,
experiment begins.
not really, I'll be honest. His alternate form, the black form, yes. But this form, no, he just looks like an NPC. Like his head is like a main like MC type head, but his clothes, besides the arm, feels like an NPC. So I thought he was. I think he looks also like a really well designed 4-star as well. But that's just my opinion. Zhezhe, I mean, I like her, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because the 4-stars are designed so well in this game that it kind of skews my perspective. But the quest was forgettable. I don't see the point of her as a character. The design wasn't 5-star level in my opinion. And that's about it. So, I don't know. When it comes to like putting her in here, I would put her around Yinlin for different reasons. Yinlin felt unsatisfying. Like there was a point to it, I got it, it made sense, but it was unsatisfying. This one, like the quest itself was fine, but I didn't feel anything of it. It's like me drinking this water. I don't feel like particularly. Oh, that was really delicious water. I'm like, okay, that was water. My thirst is quenched, I guess. Exactly. Yinlin's quest was weak. Jeju was unnecessary. I didn't see the point. Oh, no, Orie. Yeah, her Japanese name is Orie. Okay, next one. Encore. Oh, okay. This is going to be, I think, for you guys, this might be my hottest take. So strap in. Before I played Encore's story quests, I was busy like chaperoning my friend from the UK, so I wasn't able to get on and play that like when everyone did. But I was hearing nothing but praise for this story quest. A lot of my friends I have like a lot of respect for. They were like literally crying at this quest. They loved it. Like for them, this quest is what brought them back. They was like, oh, this like we are so back. Like Wuthering Waves back on top. I didn't like it. When I first played it the first time, it was like, it was fine. I would put it somewhere along the lines of say Yinlin. Like I would have put it at that time when I played it the first time. I would have put it around here. I played it the second time because I was thinking I didn't get it. I was like, why am I not feeling it? Why am I not really connecting with it? Why does it? There are things like just standing out to me that just don't make sense to me, like whatsoever. It just no. I thought, is it because I was playing it on stream? I was talking to chat at the time. Because it can be a bit difficult to like connect with the story if you're talking to chat as well. Because it's like you're constantly being like pulled out of it. Not blaming you guys, you know. But I played it again, off stream. I was taking notes as well, like to make sure I was getting all my facts straight. After taking all the notes and after going through it all, down. No, I didn't like it. I had the exact same impression of it as the first time. And it's not because I don't like Encore, because that's not the case. I do like Encore. I think she's fine. She's not a character I want to play as, but I like her as a character. She's completely fine. So that wasn't it. In fact, the parts that I did enjoy about the story were the Encore solo parts. Really. The parts that I really enjoyed about the Encore story quest were in the Garden of Paradise, where we get the mini cutscene where Encore is talking about her promise with her mother, like when she talks to us and when she explains what happened, like how her mother would put on these plays based around Encore and all sorts of things, and then when she became ill, and then Encore was trying to do all these good things and all these nice things in an effort because she thought if she was a good girl, then that would let her mother get better. That would make her mother get better, but that wasn't the case. And then later on at the end, when we got the end cutscene as well, again, that was really heartfelt. I liked it. I liked those parts. Those parts here, the heartfelt parts, I really enjoyed. The Garden Paradise, like around the middle, and then the end scene as well. My problem, and I realized what my problem with the story quest, with Encore's story quest was. The problem with Encore's story quest was Ying, the other girl. there was literally no point to that character being in the story at all. She added nothing. She added absolutely nothing. She provided the impetus to go on this adventure, but after that, she added absolutely nothing. They could have gone on this adventure through any other various other means. Like, I understand that Ying is meant to be a kind of like another version of Encore, because we have Encore where she lost her mother young and she's dealing with the grief, and she's like going through these stories and to deal with that grief. And Ying also lost her mother young. She's dealing with the grief. She's going through these stories to deal with. They're literally quite literally the same person, and they did nothing with that. It added nothing to the story. If it was a case of where we have Encore and we see the way that she deals with her grief, and we have Ying, who is in a very similar situation to Encore, but she deals with grief in a very different way. That could be like a mirror image of Encore, like to say we can look at Ying and say Encore could have turned out like this, but she didn't. Encore turned out this, and then Encore could also help Ying through her struggle with her own struggle as well, and they could have like reconciled, and they could have like reconciled those two different divergent paths, because they both start at the same point. And I thought they could have done this, and then at the end they could have done this. But right as it stands, they're basically the same point, and just continue straight up like that. I don't get the point. It didn't make much sense for her as a character, and also the stuff that Ying brings to that quest brings up a lot of internal inconsistencies in the quest. Like, she gets this map, right? This wooden map that her mother has left behind for her, right? And the first thing we go to find is the Sword of Courage. We go to this location, we fight some tic-tacs, some like tacit discords, we put the map on that location, and then after we do that, behind us on the hill, we see these pillow cloud things, and at the top of there we see this white box, and inside the white box we've got the Sword of Courage and also a message. Right, putting aside the Sword of Courage and the message first. Those clouds and that box were only seen in the Woolly Kingdom so far. Like, we visited the Woolly Kingdom first, and we saw all those things there first, and then we go into like reality, and then once we put this map on that location, these spawn in the background. How does that make sense? Because these pillows, these pillows in this box, right? They're a manifestation of Encore's power. It's Encore and Ying's manifestation of the Snow Mare. Yeah, no, that's the thing though. You can say it was Encore and Ying's manifestation, but that's different, because this sword was left behind by Ying's mother. So unless Ying's mother has literally the exact same power as Encore, it doesn't make sense. How was Ying's mother able to get the sword in a box from the Woolly Kingdom that didn't really exist until Encore manifested until Encore awakened and manifested her powers? How was Ying's mother able to put the sword that she left behind for Ying in this box up in the sky that you can only get to by bouncing on these clouds that were only available through the Woolly Kingdom through Encore's forte? That doesn't make sense, like, at all, to me. So there are other things that just didn't make sense to me as well, but that's just an example of that. And I think that they could have just cut out Ying from the story entirely, because it was not necessary at all. What could have happened is it could have been because Encore mentioned that she's told this story about the Woolly Warrior searching for the Sword of Courage and the shield and that sort of thing. She's mentioned that she's told this story several times over the years, over her time. And It could have been a case of like where Rover goes to listen to one of her storytelling sessions, and then Rover asks her, well, how does that story end? And then she could say, well, it doesn't have an ending because my mother passed away before this. And she's like kind of still dealing with that, but she's relatively fine about talking about this because she's told the story several times. And Rover can ask her, like, how about we find an ending for that story? Do you have any clues of what we could do? And then Encore could pull out, well, the only thing I have about the story that my mother left behind was this wooden map. And then it's something that Encore has from the start. Encore has this map. And then Rover can say, oh, I recognize this location. Because that's what happened in the story as well. And because Encore is almost always in the Black Shores, and she's only just recently come to Jinsha, from what I understand. Right? And Rover could be the impetus to go on this quest, and we could go to find the Sword of Courage. We could go to find the shield. And then when it comes to finding the wreath, then we can go to Verena, go through that as well. There was no necessity for Ying in the story, like at all. At all. And this tier list is based on like companion story quests, like good, mid, bad. Yeah, that's my opinion on the Encore thing. It did not hit for me. I mean, from what I understand, it's like you really have to have a certain thing in your life. If you have something that you, for lack of a better term, resonate with, pun not intended. If you have something in your life that resonates with Encore Story Quest to do with mothers, I'm guessing, then I think that is why a lot of people really appreciate and they really enjoyed that quest. But if you actually really think about it, it wasn't that good. And the overall vibe of it, of the entire thing, it felt like a children's TV special. It felt like a TV special. Like a children's TV special. It felt like an episode of Barney, or like an episode of Sesame Street, or Blue's Clues, or something. It felt like one of those. It felt like a special episode, like, hey, we're going to talk about grief today. It felt like one of those. And I didn't enjoy it. Especially in English as well. Like, Encore's English VA just sounds way too old. Just sounds way too old. It sounds like an old woman trying to do a friendly kid's voice. Which it probably is, but no, I preferred listening to Encore in JP. Out of the two. And like I said, I'm going to say it again. I really did enjoy the parts in that quest when we're at the Garden Paradise, where we got that heartfelt moment where she's talking about the last promise with her mother and this entire thing, and then at the very end, where Encore turns around and gets like to have that final goodbye with her mother. Ying also has the final goodbye with her mother, but it's like literally they have the same start, the same middle, the same end. There's no point to Ying. Ying is Encore. Encore is Ying. But we're following Encore because this is Encore Story Quest, so there's no point to Ying. Get rid of Ying. My opinion. Hi, Gishlin. Welcome in. And saying that we did actually miss Shorekeeper, didn't we? Because it's not in here. Because Shorekeeper was part of the main story quest. Shorekeeper. Okay, this is also going to be a Pitchforks. This is also going to be a Pitchforks scenario, guys. Shorekeeper's quest, I thought was fine. I say it's fine, leaning on good, but not great. That's just my opinion. There were a lot of pacing issues, and I felt like it really did feel rushed. It felt incredibly rushed. Like, as soon as we get to the Black Shores, right, we talk to a few NPCs, and they say that Shorekeeper is rarely seen, and then they're kind of like building her up to be this like kind of mysterious entity. but like literally like 5 minutes after that, boom, Shorekeeper right there. And I think that was a misstep. Like they really shouldn't have done that like at all. What I think they should have done with 1.3 with Shorekeeper is that they should have had Shorekeeper in the second half of 1.3. What should have happened is that they should have done it this way. They should have put Camellia in the first half of 1.3, because we're already introduced to Camellia in the main story quest earlier, right? So she makes sense to come first. And then interweave some parts of like a Shorekeeper as well in there. And then kind of drag and have like hints of Shorekeeper in the background. A butterfly here, a silhouette there, a hologram over here. You know, just have like, make her this mysterious entity, this overseeing entity, right? And build it up more slowly. And then when we finally get to, when we go through all that, we finally get to the part where we get to Shorekeeper, then it would make more sense to bring this in, and then we're introduced to Shorekeeper as she actually is. And then when we actually go to the part where we are interacting with Shorekeeper, then it would make a lot more sense for us as a character to do the things that we did. As it stands right now, as it is, 1.3, we get to Black Shores and like instantly Shorekeeper's there, even though we were just told that she's a mysterious entity. It felt really, really quick. It felt really, really quick. And it didn't really make sense. But there's already a mysterious entity, the not Lucia goddess at the beginning. Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying, Falolo, right, is that at Black Shores, when you talk to the NPCs are talking about Shorekeeper as someone that they don't see very often. Shorekeeper is someone that's always in her pod, like managing things that they don't see very often. So when she's like instantly there, like right out of the gate, basically, it was a bit too quick. It didn't really build up the mystique that they were saying that she had. Probably took time to develop Camellia's battle mechanics. She's crazy. I mean, yeah, true, maybe, because Camellia's battle mechanics are really interesting. Isn't the Tethys System manifestation boss a solid hologram copy of Shorekeeper 2? That could have been the pretty interesting plotline. I do remember there was a figure inside the Tethys System manifestation boss. 1 second. Tethys System if I remember rightly. Let's think. Wuthering Waves. Inside this boss fight, like I remember there being, am I losing my mind? What the hell? Am I losing my mind now? Like I remember there being like some kind of silhouette, like a figure inside this. Am I going nuts? Is a digital copy of Shorekeeper? I remember seeing something. I swear to God. Unless I'm completely like out of my mind right now. That's after there's a girl in there. Yeah, there is a girl. Why doesn't like no one have like a screenshot of that thing? I'm sure I saw it. Whatever. I'll put it aside. It's not really that important. But
Understood. I am here to serve your will.
But yeah, when it comes to like Shorekeeper, I felt like the actual quest itself was fine, but it felt way too quick to get to that point. It felt like we were sprinting to the end, and they should have dragged it out. They should have stretched that out, like drip by drip, while we're exploring Black Shores. It felt way too quick. And again, with Shorekeeper though, it kind of makes sense. I was going to say that I'm kind of annoyed that Shorekeeper is like the main focal point of that entire thing. But the thing is though, that wasn't really Shorekeeper's companion story quest like separately. It was part of the main story quest. And I said earlier that the main story quest should focus on Rover. And it does here. It does here. So that's fine. You're still confused as to why the Tetris system acts like absorbing Showkeeper MC was really important, but in the end nothing happened. Again, that was a part to do, like, it wasn't really told, all the jargony bits, all the complicated stuff wasn't really explained all too well, so there was that as well. There was that particular issue that a lot of people did have. Like, it was told, but not really explained. It was mentioned, but not really explained. It was like, it was something like about focusing on gravity and gravity being the only constant. It's like, oh, if we've never thought about looking at gravity before, and you're supposed to be scientists and you never looked at gravity? Excuse me? That was strange, but that's their reasoning. Just didn't make sense. But I really feel like if they stretched it out piece by piece and we learned more about Showkeeper over time, and then we have that sprint to the end in the second half of 1.3, or even in 1.4, I don't mind. Just switch the positions of Camellia and Showkeeper, then I think it would have been a lot better. They're post-element scientists. Physics is different. Yeah, physics is different, but it was said that that gravity is the one thing that remained constant from pre-lament and post-lament, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, exactly, Gishelin. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah. So, on the whole, though, where would I put Showkeeper's Quest? Definitely not in S. But it wasn't bad. It just felt rushed and a bit jargony. I'm actually going to put it A or B. I don't... High B, low A? High B, low A? Yeah. I want to put it right in the middle, right here, you know? Okay, I'm going to give it an edge. Because the music was really good. It's going to be an A, but it's going to be a low A. Even though it's like the only one in here so far, it's going to be a low A. Low A. And the reason why I'm putting there is because I did really like the visuals, and I thought that the payoff at the end was pretty good. However, I can't... It's really low A. Barely scraping in that thing, because the jargon was a bit too much. It wasn't explained all too well. It felt like a rug pull. Like... We've got the sacrifice thing. I know it's not really a sacrifice. We got them back, and there's no real consequences for doing that. I'm like, it felt a bit too much. And again, because it's the main story quest, I'm giving it a pass. If it wasn't a main story quest, and it was a companion story quest, and it was as it is, I would have given it a B. I would have put it around Zhang Li Yao, but because of the main story quest, I'm giving it an A because the parts with Rover made sense. Because the main story quest is supposed to be about Rover. But besides that, I'm like, yeah. It's a very low A. Like, if I could put it like down, like at the end here, I would. But it like snaps there. Yeah, Manjoga, that's what I said. As a main story quest, it's an A, but as a companion quest, it's a B. Exactly. Kura also did market the hell out of Showkeeper. Yeah, they did. I mean, she's a hot character. She's a great character. I think she's a great character, and she's a great character to play. And she's a great character, like, design-wise, and also, like, in the story as well. Great. But the quest itself... Again, I've played it twice. I really want to put it there, you know? I really want to put it there. But, because I can't put it here, that's just where it ends up being. Right. Last one. Latest one. Camellia. Let's bring it up. Camellia. Bring her up. 1 second. Gallery. Crossing stars.
Understood. I am here. Would you like a fun game?
She's got some jiggle physics for the size, you know? Right. Camille's story quest, for me, is... I enjoyed it. But... And there's a very big but. Not her butt. Her butt's a bit bubble butt, but yeah. There's a lot wrong. There's a lot I didn't really enjoy. I enjoyed it overall, but there's a lot I think that they should have done differently. For example, this is a case where I really, really didn't want Rover to be a part of the story quest, like, at all. Like, at all. I felt like everything that in the past was to do with Rover, I thought it was like it felt forced. Gibson, I'm going to speak in very like vague terms, so I don't think I'm going to go for spoilers. So I think you're good to listen. Everything to do with Rover in her story quest felt forced, and I didn't really like that. I wanted it to go more into the psychosis of overclocking, because that's her thing. That's like her. She's shifting between these two states. She's like really on the edge between the two, and I wanted them to explore that more. And I wanted them to explore her and the way she deals with her internal struggle. But when we're going through it, and it's always about how Rover did this for her, and she's as we've seen in the trailer, she's always looking for this next seed, for this next battle. She's a really battle craze. She's always like obsessed with battle, like finding this next strong person. And I thought it was explained why, but I think they should have explored it more. Because the thing with Camellia, like as you can see, like with her hair and the way she battles, like she's basically like a vine. And the thing about vines is that they can't really survive without clinging to something bigger and stronger than themselves, because they don't have the support. They can't support their own weight. They can't support their own length. They can't support their own size. So vines, like I have vines in my back garden, unfortunately. The thing about vines is that they need a big tree or something to wrap around in order for them to reach higher and greater and higher heights, to reach towards the sky, to reach towards the sun, to get the sunlight, to get the stuff that they need to survive. And while they do that, they also sap away, well, depending on the vine really, they also sap away some of the strength from the host tree as well. So vines are kind of like parasites, in a sense. And they explore that a little. They use that as an analogy to explain why Camellia is looking for that strong individual for her to wrap herself around. Like both mentally and physically. And it's the physical part that I think they played into a little bit too much. Like, I get why she's looking for the strong individual, but they play into it like her looking for that for her own sake, that they play into it into the more romantic side. I think it was a bit too romantic, and I don't really see the point. I didn't get that. And I don't know why we have Rover being such an integral part of her backstory. I don't think that was needed at all. I think we could have just been Rover turns up, and then Rover could be the tree that she's looking for her to wrap herself around this entire time. She's been looking for someone like Rover this entire time, and she finally finds him now when Rover comes back at this time. But no, we get this bit of backstory where Rover has always been a part of it. And I don't see the point. I don't know why that was necessary. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's a bit of codependency. Like she's a vine that needs this tree. The tree doesn't really need the vine, but I guess the vine can also protect the tree from something. Post link in Woo Journal of someone pretty much explaining Rover as a character. I mean, we can look about that later. They made Rover Yggdrasil. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that the music was fine, but I felt like the music in Camelia's Story Quests, and this is because I've just played it twice recently, so this is more fresh in my mind. The music in Camelia's Story Quest was a bit too... It was a bit too subtle. It was a bit too subtle. It had like eerie elements to it, but in the parts where we see Camellia like overclocking, like going to the other side, going a bit crazy, even at those parts as well, it was still too subtle. I wanted it to go more nefarious and a bit more aggressive, and we didn't really get that. And Geshlin, I don't think this is classed as a spoiler. This is something that didn't happen, so it's not something it's not a spoiler. It's something that didn't happen. Something that I feel like they missed an opportunity with is that we didn't fight against Camellia, and I felt like we should have done. Like I said, I felt like this should have been a battle between Camellia, like the white-haired Camellia, which is the one that's not overclocking, and the red-haired Camellia, the one that is overclocking. I felt like it should have been a battle of us controlling white-haired Camellia to fight against red-haired Camellia, the overclocking Camellia. Then we could see literally her fighting against herself and overcoming that side of herself. So the fact that we didn't get that, I felt like it was a missed opportunity. They really should have done that, in my opinion. I've heard some people say that they felt like the dialogue and the actual words being spoken in the quest were a bit they felt fanficky, like something like it was like fan fiction writing. I didn't get that. I didn't get the impression at all. The only time when I did get that is when she was talking about Rover. The whole romantic element, the romantic subtext in this entire thing. When it came to Rover, that's when it felt fanficky, and that's when it felt a bit superficial. I didn't really enjoy that at all, personally. Because even though I am a Coomer, I'll admit it, I like hot girls. I don't need every girl, I don't need every character that we interact with to be all on our junk 24/7. I don't need it. I don't need it at all. I don't care. If I want to see characters like all over Rover's dick, Rule 34 is the thing. I'm going to see it eventually. I don't need it in the game itself as well. And that's something that I really don't like about Wuthering Waves' story as a whole. Something that I really did appreciate about the CPT-1 version is that the character dynamics of Rover interacting with the other characters in CPT-1, I much preferred that compared to what we got in CPT-2 and also and then eventually in Official. I much appreciated it a lot more when we had characters that were a lot more wary of us when we first meet them. But as it stands now, of course, Kuro finds ways to write it into stories for it so it makes sense, but we all know that the real reason, the meta reason why this makes sense is because they're pandering to a demographic that basically wants their ego stroked at all times. Because in CPT-1, where we have a more combative relationship with the other characters, such as say Chishia and Baisha and all these other characters, certain people didn't enjoy that. Not gonna name names, but certain people didn't enjoy that. They wanted the typical thing that we've gotten in all these other works of They wanted the self-insert. They wanted the Rover to be the OP, MC, everyone loves us, all the girls want to fuck us, all the men want to be us. They wanted that type of character. And I just don't. I've got that enough as it is. I get that enough as it is. I don't need it at all. In fact, what I like better is I appreciate, I wanted it to take a page out of ReZero. You know? Like when Subaru goes to the mansion and he meets the maids. Bam, bam. And then he goes to sleep. And he resets. He was killed in his sleep. Right? Because, and if you haven't seen ReZero, first go watch that. Second of all, it's been out for years, so if you haven't seen it, it's your fault. I'm going to spoil this shit. Rem is killing Subaru because she hates him, because he reeks of the witch, right? So we start off with the dynamic of someone that is literally trying to kill us. Well, not us. Literally trying to kill Subaru. And then through the story, we get to a point where we convince them not to kill us, and we earn this person's affection. This person that was trying to kill us, we earn this person's affection to the point that they are literally trying to be our wife, or Subaru's wife, should I say. And for me, that's more satisfying. There's an arc with this character. And I much more greatly appreciate that arc compared to meeting the character and they are already instantly on our dick. I don't like that. I want to see us as a character earn that affection. To instantly have it, I don't like it. I don't like the instant whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. No, not even tsundere type waifu. It's not even that. I don't even need them to be tsundere. I just don't want them to be instantly wanting to fuck us the moment they set eyes on us. Basically, it's just like generic harem protagonist plot. Exactly, it is generic, and I've seen that plot dozens, if not hundreds of times over the past decade, and I'm tired of seeing it. It was good. It was a good bit of like a escapism, but we get that kind of escapism from Genshin already as it is. This game was supposed to be like the anti-Genshin, for like a better term. And I don't just want to like compare like Genshin to Wuthering Waves. I don't want to do that. And Falolo, you were saying that CN didn't want that either. From what I remember, from what I've seen, they didn't like them being overly hostile to Rover. Like they didn't like Chishia pointing her gun at Rover after Rover did something that was really sus. Like after defeating Crownless, and then you got the Crownless Echo. It wasn't called Echo; it was just the silhouette there. And Rover and other people, when they interact with this Echo, like physically touch it, they would like get sick and like to the point of like dying. Like Yang was also on the point of dying because of she'd been in contact with this particular thing, and then Rover was able to like literally absorb this thing. Sorry, but that's sus. And like I think it makes sense to be incredibly cautious. It doesn't matter if Rover beat Crownless there. It's not a case of an enemy of my enemy is my friend. These two could both be enemies to Chishia. She doesn't know. She's being cautious. And I thought that made more sense to me. Anyway. You remember that I said that I liked Love Hina? Don't you think Wuthering Waves could do a bit better if they did like Love Hina also? Well, no, actually. The difference is with Love Hina is because I went into Love Hina with the expectation I'm going to get a harem comedy. I went into watching Love Hina with the expectation that I'm going to get a light-hearted, romantic harem comedy. And that's what I wanted from it. That's not what I wanted from Wuthering Waves. like I said before, I'm gonna go into against. It's my favorite example of all time, Honkai Star Rail. I play games because I want to play games. I don't play games because I want to experience a 7-hour yap fest that gives me nothing to interact with. If I went into a movie, I want to watch a movie. I don't want to interact with it at all. I play a game because I want to interact with it. And I want to be a part of the story. When you're like just railroading us along the story and not giving us anything to do along that time, really? Like at all? I'm sorry, but that's not what I signed up for. Same thing with Wuthering Waves. I didn't really sign up for this harem comedy type thing. That wasn't what I was hoping for. That wasn't what I was expecting. And that's just not what I was here for. And the fact that we've got, let's say, out of all these characters here, Chixia doesn't want to get on a dick, but she's basically could. Yang Lang definitely does. Baiji's a bit interested, but not really so much. She's more like a mother figure. Taochi, not so much. Sanhua has a hint of that in the Moon Festival before. Dungeon hasn't been in the story yet, so we don't know. Lumi, we don't know. Yohu, no, just don't. Encore looks up to us like a little, like a big brother. That's fine. Verena doesn't have anything. Yinlin, we did get that section at the end, which we got a lot of like, a lot of subcontext there of like insinuation of her seeing Rover like sexually, like romantically there. Yeah, Camellia is like completely down to fuck. Let's just be honest. Jianshin, not so much, because she's more like a Zen. And Jinsa, we did get a bit of hint towards that towards the end, but not so much. Changli, definitely. Jeje, not so much. Showkeeper, definitely as well. Look here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. 6.5 characters that really want to fuck Rover. And I think that's too many. I think that's too many. Personally. Yinlin and Changli make no sense for, to me for them to. Yeah, for me, it makes no sense for it makes no sense for Camellia, Changli, Jinsa, and Yang Yang really. I don't know why Yang Yang is instantly wanting to fuck Rover like straight off the bat, and also Chixia. The ones that do make sense to me would be Shorekeeper and also Jinsa to some degree. I think Shorekeeper is fine, and a bit of Jinsa on the side. But all the other girls, I don't see the point in them wanting to, like, lore-wise, I don't see the point in them wanting to have sex with, in seeing Rover romantically, personally. That trailer goddess, I don't really think, I never got the vibe that the trailer goddess I never got the vibe that trailer goddess saw Rover romantically, so I don't think so, no. I never felt anything romantic or sexual about Camellia, just felt more so once rival and only Rover is on her level. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe because I definitely did, and I know several other people that definitely did as well. So Camellia and Younger makes sense for me. Shorekeeper I see as a daughter. No, I mean Camellia. The reason they gave in the story for Camellia seeing Rover that way makes sense, but that's my problem. Like I just went through that. I felt like it felt like Rover was being forced into Camellia's story more than was necessary. I didn't think that they needed to implement Rover to be such a huge part of Camellia's life, like backstory wise. It could have just been Rover coming down to Jinzhou this time, and then that's when Camellia finds her, because Black Shores has sent Camellia to scout out Rover, and then that's when she sees Rover being so OP and so strong, and that's when her interest in Rover arises. Like everything for the background, like in her backstory. The amount of times that Rover comes up in her past, I don't see the point of it. I don't see the point of it. Rival is just her coping wordage for love. I mean, I said this to Captain Cabinets earlier today. You know, like how some people, men, women, are like, but let's just, we've got a woman here, let's just say, you know how some women find wealth attractive? And if a man has wealth, if a man is rich, they actually see that man as attractive because he has wealth. And they are romantically and sexually attracted to that man because he has wealth. That's what I see is going on with here with Camellia. Because Rover has this strength that she has been looking for, that's why she's attracted to him as a rival, but also through that she does become romantically attracted to him as well. There's the way she's moving and the way she interacts with a lot of interacts with Rover, I think it does skew more to romantic sexual nature compared to just adoration or even admiration, in my opinion. That was my read of it anyway. So Camellia's story quest, where do I put this in here? For me, I think Camellia's story quest, it wasn't too long. I think it was about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. I really do knock it for how they forced Rover into her backstory when I don't see the necessity for it at all. At all. If we focused more on Camellia's story quest, because I'm going to say this as well. For me, Camellia's story quest felt like it was half Camellia's story quest and half Rover's. I think that ratio is off. It's off. Like, have it be 80% Camellia and 20% Rover, max. But it felt like half and half. And no, it's not supposed to be about Rover. Everything about Rover is supposed to be in the main story quest. This was not the main story quest. This was a companion story quest about Camellia. It shouldn't have been that focused on Rover the entire way through. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. So that's why I really do knock it quite considerably. But I did enjoy it. I felt like the music needed to be amped up a little bit. It was a little bit too subtle. I wanted to see more of like nefariousness when it gets to the overclocking aspect of Camellia. But on the whole, even though I do have a lot of issues with it, I did enjoy it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna put it above Shorekeeper. I'm gonna put it above Shorekeeper because I enjoyed it. Overall, I did enjoy it. There are a lot of scenes that I remember that I do feel like I will remember like in a few months from now. And a lot of the scenes, most of the scenes were the cinematics where it gets into the darker, more nefarious aspects of things. I do remember the backstory scenes where she's talking about the village and her journey through Huanglong. But yeah, again, this is a case of like Shorekeeper should be around here, not there. But again, this should also be. It's a low A. It's a mid A. It's a mid A for me. If it was more about Camellia and less about Rover, it would be a high A, clear A. Still not as good as these three. Because the problem is I didn't feel the satisfaction. But the visuals were good. The character was interesting. But the music was fine, but a bit lacking. And one thing I really, really wanted from this quest, from Camellia's quest, is that I wanted to fight against her. I wanted to control white-haired Camellia and fight against red-haired Camellia. I don't know how I'm going to like differentiate like regular Camellia against overclocking Camellia. You know what I'm saying. I wanted that, and the fact that we didn't get that, we had to fight the Impermanence Heron for some reason. I don't know where that came from. Nah. It felt a bit lacking. But I didn't have as many issues following along with the story itself, because the story was very simple. The story was very simple and it was easy to follow. In my opinion. I thought it was easy to follow anyway. That's why I'm putting it higher than Shorekeeper. Because Shorekeeper, it did get some parts where I'm like, wait, what are we talking about right now? And I did get lost a little bit. In fact, now I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to do this. Shorekeeper goes down to B. Zhangliao goes to A. That's what I'm going to do. Because there were a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in Zhangliao's quest that was a bit more technical to do with the lament and stuff. But I did follow along with what was going on. I did follow along with what was being said. So I'm going to put Zhangliao's quest above Shorekeeper. But then I'm going to put Camelia's quest above Zhangliao. And the funny thing is that both these quests here, both Camelia and Zhangliao's quest, they both deal with like darker sides of people, right? And I really enjoyed that, and I want more of that in the future. Like, I didn't like Encore Story Quest because it was too bright for me, and I didn't really enjoy it, and because I didn't feel it really fit. I didn't feel it really fit with the vibe, tone, and feel of Wuthering Waves as I expected this game to be. I get it. She's a child character, and it's that, but we don't have like 6-year-olds playing this game. So I want them to stick more like up here. I want them to stick more with this, because all these quests here are more heavy. These are more heavy leaning quests out of a lot of them. This tier list here is like the companion story quests in Wuthering Waves and how I would rank them against each other. I'm not going to say S here. I'm not going to say this is S for like gacha in general. No, I'm just being like in Wuthering Waves. These are how the quests rank in comparison to each other. How's the Japanese player base reception to Camelia's companion quest? From what I understand, they really like Camelia as a character, but I haven't really heard much in terms of their reaction to the companion story quest. I think Yinlin's quest was really nice, much better than Zhezhi and Zhangliao. You thought Yinlin's quest was better than Zhangliao? Why is that? Because I thought Yinlin's quest was fine. I do agree it was better than Zhezhi. But I did appreciate the lore that was built in Zhangliao's quest. And there was a lot in there that I really did enjoy. Whereas with Yinlin, it just felt unsatisfying to me. Internally, is this... I'm going to... That one there. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. These three I cannot put in any particular order. I cannot say which one is my favorite. These are all like on the same level for me for different reasons. Like Jian's ending was superb. The spectacle was amazing. The exploration, I felt the exploration in here in Genesis Quest was good, and it again explored a lot of lore and a lot of reason and a lot of world building that I really did appreciate, and it was easy enough for me to follow as well. Whereas with Changli's companion story quest, I really did like, because I liked how they explored the past. So this was again, these two are more about the past. These ones more about the present. So yeah, I agree with Chinsa and Changli, but Jian's was shit though in my opinion. I disagree with Shorekeeper since it was amazing main quest. Haven't completed Camelia's quest. Shorekeeper, the reason why I have Shorekeeper down here is because, as I explained earlier, I feel it was just way too rushed. It needed a lot more build-up. It needed a lot more build-up. But I knock it considerably for that. Because it had a lot of jargon in there, it got a bit confusing, and it felt too rushed. That was my opinion. That's why I'm knocking it down 3 different times, because these are big things for me. That's why it's down. But the spectacle, the music, The spectacle, the characters were great, but the build-up wasn't there. The jargon was too confusing. It felt like a bit of a rug pull with the whole sacrifice but not really thing. There's a lot to knock on this one, in my opinion. So I guess anything not bitter and suffering was bad? No, because that's what I'm saying here. Like with Jan's quest, it wasn't bitter, it wasn't suffering. It was him dealing with the loss, and it was really uplifting. It was really uplifting. It was him like setting them free and setting himself free. It was really uplifting. I thought it was great. Changli as well, I felt was again her dealing with a lot of certain things. I think that's a mischaracterization of my opinion. I think that's a mischaracterization of my opinion. Like you're saying, if it's not always dark and then I don't like it. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Like this Yinlin part was a bit dark. I don't get it. This is my opinion anyway. Does anyone have any other things that they think I should talk about that I need to, maybe I should like rethink in this tier list? Does anyone have anything that they think I should rethink about? Jian and Zhangli Yao was uplifting. Yeah, exactly. Jiang was more. Changli was sweet. Yeah, it was sweet, especially the ending as well. Jinsi was concise. Yeah. Seeing a young Yinlin and the relationship she had with the Dollmaker as a father figure would have improved it big time. That would have been pretty cool. Because we're introduced to this guy and then we instantly kill him. Like, okay. I agree with your take though on placing higher the more info you get in general, more about present state and past events. Yeah, I'm just thinking like these are my thoughts on the quests right now. Like this is like with hindsight and like how I feel about them right now. Like there might be cases where I thought maybe as I was playing it I might have easily put Showkeeper up here or maybe even like above Camellia or something like that. But like after playing and after having like that cooldown period, after that I'm just looking back, and again I've played all these quests twice because I have 2 accounts. I don't know. It does feel like it should be B here. What do you think about how they help predict the future? I don't know what you mean. How do you mean by that, Ruska? Kuro didn't invest in story because Yinlin was already a guarantee seller. Possibly. I mean, it could have just been a case of it being rushed. You're going to explain how to do a quest without a character that we play through their eyes as MC. Yeah, that's something... Okay, thanks for reminding me. Thanks for... Yeah. In this Somnoir... in this Somnoir event here, you actually go through the character story quests for Encore, Yinlin, Zhezhe, and they get across a lot of the stuff that we go through in the companion story quest, but they get it across quicker and I think more effectively. And they could have done that. But what I think they should have done is that if it's going to be a companion story quest, I think they should do it where we control that character and that character alone. Maybe every now and then we cut to Rover, but as it stands, I think we should control that character and see the world, see Jinzhou, Huanglong, whatever, see the world through their eyes, see how they interact with other people and see how other people interact with them. Because right now it's always been like how people interact with Rover, and they're almost always, if not always, they're always fawning over Rover. Everyone always loved Rover for whatever reason, because he's the main character. But I really think they should have stuck to it where we take control of that character and play through it from that character's point of view, and that way we can explore their thoughts, their feelings, and their reactions to the things that happen in the world, and I think that would have been a lot better. You know? You say for you, Jinsa is greater than Chameleon, and Changli and Yunlin. Okay, then Shorekeeper, Zhongli Yao, Keja, Jian Encore, and Ling Yan. It's really odd that you have Jian so low, but I have him so high. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. This is just like personal preference. I really did appreciate the pacing and the build up and the payoff for Jian. The game main story, I really don't know where it is going. Like, there's no roadmap. There is what is the future. So the character's story could explore and give hints to where main story is going instead of every time focus on the past instead of the future. Okay, this is a part where I'm actually going to give incredible credit to Genshin. And this is something that Genshin has that Wuthering Waves doesn't really have. With Genshin, they set up in the intro cinematic, and within the first hour or so of getting to that, our aim and our goal in that game, in Genshin, is to find our sibling, and we're traveling across the world in order to find our sibling. We have a very simple goal, and we're aiming towards to get to that goal. We get sidetracked a lot, apparently. I mean, I'm not talking about lore. I'm talking about just objective. Our main character has an objective: to find our sibling. What is the objective of Rover? Did I miss something? What is the objective of Rover? I still don't know. Where to discover his memories? Recover memories, gain his memory back? Save Solaris free from outbreak? To find his purpose and identity? Just to find out who we are is the first goal. But yeah, you can say that it's like going on an adventure to find his memories, to recover his memories, but we have no real concrete way in order to do that, and it's not really like finding a way to in Camilla's Story Quest, it was a point where she said like a way to like unlock the memories, but she doesn't want to do that. And the same thing, like, we don't really have a method, a way in order to unlock the memories. And I say to stop a world-ending catastrophe from happening. Okay, that's different, Jake and Tonshi. Like, that's different. That is Rover's purpose in this world, but that's not our objective. It's like there's a difference between the two, you know. And I think it was in the end. I think I know where they're going to go with that. Like, it's going to go to a part where I think it's just going to say, screw finding and unlocking our memories, but through what we found out about past events and then interacting with the Black Shores, Rover is finding more about himself as a person and what he is there for. I don't think we're going to unlock the memories. I don't think we're going to unlock the memories at all, but we're going to find out more about who we are and what we are there, what we are put there for. And there's a difference between that, you know? Because from the conversation with Jue and also with Shorekeeper, we're getting told about all these different laments and all these different catastrophes that happen over time, and that's our purpose, but that's not our objective. Like in Genshin, we know, okay, we're going to go to this location, we're going to search around and look for our sister, look for our brother, whichever gender you chose, it doesn't really matter. Look for our sibling. Can I find him? Go to another location. We've got that. Right now, it feels like we're being pulled from location. Like we're not really going to. We never went to Mount Firmament to find our memories. We went to Mount Firmament to find Jinsa. We never went to Black Shores to find our memories. We went to Black Shores because we were pulled there. We were transported there by Shorekeeper. There's a lack of agency in Rover, and when we're going to these different locations. Does that make sense? I think we need to. I think Rover needs to be more of an agent to be more in control of their own
The
actions.
stars rest in silence, awaiting their fated journey.
Our objective and the reason why Rover deleted his memories was to find a solution to stop the men. It's said on 1.3. It's almost like it was destined to fail, and we see the downfall of civilizations that we saw rising. So Rover needs to be other person deleting memories to find a solution. You see, that doesn't really make sense to me. I'll be honest. Maybe I'm missing something. Why would... maybe, again, I played that quest twice, but maybe I'm missing something. Why did he need to erase his memories in order to find a solution? Yeah, he did, though. It was his decision to save Shorekeeper. Yeah, that was a bit of agency, sure. But I'm about going to different locations. I'm going to... We never made the decision to go to Firmament to unlock the memories. We went there to go for Jinsa. We never made the decision to go to Black Shores to find our memories. We went there to... We were dragged there. And then after that, we are doing things. But, like, there's no real clear objectives. Like, we're going to go there to find this, to do this. And when there is, like, save Jinsa, it's done in that one patch. When there is save Shorekeeper, it's done in that one patch. There's no overall journey that's laid out, you know? No memories, fresh outlook, because we're already doing things inherently differently from our past iteration. I mean, I guess so. But it's like... I don't know. The stuff that we've been told that Rover has been able to do in the past, as the leader of the Black Shores and that sort of thing, it just feels like it would like be handicapping himself to do that, you know? I think that's the attempt of intrigue. Why? It doesn't make sense, so we're trying to find out why, but I don't think it's effective to create an objective. You don't think it's effective to create an objective. Rover was getting tunnel visioned. Maybe. I mean, I do remember a line similar to that, but it was like a throwaway line. He's meant to be the continuation of Adamas from Gnosticism. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a problem with Rover as a character, except for all the girls wanting to have sex with him. But that's a different conversation. But I personally feel like the simple objective laid out in Genshin is a lot more easy to understand and easy to like follow along with, compared to this more vaguer objective. Like take Lord of the Rings, for example. They have a very, very simple objective. Get the ring to Mount Mordor. And then all the stuff happens along the way. If we're being told that, I mean, in this quest here, we're being told that he didn't want his memories and that he like erased his own memories. That defeats the purpose of the objective being to recover our memories, no?
Rest in silence, awaiting their fated journey.
That kind of like undermines the whole point. If that is the objective, to find another way, yeah. It's natural to try to remember when you don't remember anything. Yeah, I get that. We just know for some reason Rover could not stop the lament in any way possible, and he needs to be the other person to find the solution. It's worth to say Rover didn't lose just his memories. Shorekeeper says, you lost far more than your memories. I think he lost a lot of his powers as well. Well, we have lots of plots coming from Manhua, and Manhua as a base. The MC usually is a god who's... You come back and got insomnia and learns. Yeah, again, that's what Zenny, I mentioned that earlier. Like, that's something I really don't enjoy. I don't enjoy that that particular thing of like everyone instantly loves Rover and wanting to get on his dick. It gets annoying. Maybe he was overclocking to try to see if it was a different outcome with his memory, without his memories. Maybe. Artie is the person who keeps referencing the hero who will always be beaten, bruised, yet still needs to always keep going after each bookend. I don't know how you have insane power to evade leaks, because I am not searching and I am thrown leaks of Wuthering Waves on the face and I see leaks, and that is why I asked you about the future of the game. I haven't been all too much on Twitter in the past couple of weeks, I'll be honest. I guess that's how. Do I have anything in this one? No. Not these headphones. These headphones. I'm an idiot. So... Agreed, with Genshin you can visualize the journey ahead, but in Wuthering Waves you really can't. Yeah, like where's our destination? To recover our memories? Then what?
Mapper says, look, all I am saying is, if the current direction stays the same with the rom-com, I will begin using the skip reservation for the story a lot more and become mostly a combat-only player for Wooer Sanch.
Yeah, I get that. To stop them from But is there a countdown to the lament? If there was like a countdown to say the lament is going to happen at this time, and you've got to stop the lament from happening before this time, I think that creates more of an impetus to go on this journey to do that. But right now it's just like, oh, there's going to be a lament happening. When? I don't know. Eventually. And okay. Could you take a read on the link I sent? Wait, sorry. Link? Is this in my Discord? General? Okay. Ancient Kana? Let's have a look. Is Weekly Scar Boss him overclocking? Actually, I have no idea how Scar's transformation work. I don't know if it's him overclocking to whatever. Okay, so this was released... Okay, 1 second. Let me take this off again. This was released today. Let's talk about Rover again. 1.4 has given them a ton of characterization on who they are and what drives them. It's basically the final version for you to determine if you like Rover or not as a character. True. Some people still hate the guy, but in my case, I think I'm sold. So this person likes this. Likes this development. But Ancient, you just trashed on Rover like a week ago. What's with the heel turn? You damn shill. The difference is that 1.4 happened, and also I've always liked Rover, but I think I'm allowed to like and dislike aspects of them. Behold, the most divisive thread yet. Rover's not too terribly interesting initially, but as we got to know them more through 1.4, through the way Rover talks, acts, and the type of language they use, and the way they vocalize their sentences, it paints a picture that a paragraph can't. An effective use of their medium. And they read here... if one day I die from overclocking, then so be it. The Black Shores will make sure there's no tacit field generated for me. And that's Camellia talking right there. So, despite not having any memories and feeling similar to Camellia on their past identity, they still choose to do good anyway because that's what they want to do. The mind forgets, but the body remembers. It's that instinct to want to make the world a better place. As we know, in 1.3, we learned that past Rover has spent the last 10,000 years fighting in a losing battle against the Lament. During this time, they have disobeyed Tethys' actions and helped others outside of its instructions. The Shorekeeper once asked why they keep doing this. Tethys didn't predict this. That child isn't a candidate we need. Not everything requires Tethys' command. Humans aren't bound by such restrictions. He may not be needed now, but in time he'll find his own path. I'm guessing that's what Jokipa was saying. Rover simply says that they just can't stand around and do nothing, to simply avoid the burning village because village A, because defeating the Demon King is much more important in the grand scheme of things. If the cost of reaching tomorrow is sacrificed, then is such a tomorrow worth it? There's a document in the modulation hall that details a conversation which I think happened 20 years ago, where Rover is seen breaking down and getting tunnel visioned about the futility of their mission. Past Rover, as infallible as they may seem, doesn't rely on others a lot. And what this reads here, my head's in the way, so just excuse me. Hi Vincent, how you doing, man? Many have perished. Sacrifice is inevitable when the lament strikes. What are we truly fighting for? The lament never ends. What is the purpose? You can rely on me and everyone here. You're not alone in this. When was the last time you took a break? You need to rest. I'm sorry, I can't show weakness in front of them. Put more trust in our companions. Their faith in our shared goal won't be shaken that easily. Thank you, I'm just thinking. If everything is already predetermined, then when we want to change the course of history, there's only one way. In Amidst the Stars, and confirmed in Camilla's companion quest, Past Rover seems to be a very secretive individual, not to keep a secret, but more that they have trouble or are hesitant on relying on other people. I can't show weakness on my cameras. That's what we just read through. The one difference between this rover and our rover is that they have trouble forming meaningful connections with the people of Sol 3 and Solaris 3. Past Rover speaks of uniting the people under one banner, but it feels like it's Past Rover that's the most detached from others. In the end of Amidst the Stars, Shorekeeper basically sees Rover off as they leave the Black Shores and erases their memories, which leads us into the current era of Rover. In classic JRPG terms, this is the moment when the hero leaves their village to go on a grand adventure. Actually, that's a different thing. That's actually more of a cinematic thing. But yeah. Go explore. There's much more to this world than meets the eye. You shall venture further than others and with it bear greater solitude. You may depend on those around you just as they depend on you. Bravery is a trait of humanity, not of gods. The reason why I like Rover so much could be the reason why you hate Rover. I like the stories of indomitable good where people do good because it's the right thing to do. I like cliches where through effort the good prevails and everyone lives happy despite how shit the world is. In 1.4, Rover uses a lot of strong decisive language. No, maybe I should or I could. It's always I will. The number of voiced lines that Rover also cements their way of thinking more. Their hushed frustration, their passionate tone, and their loud anger at injustice. They have absolute confidence that what they are doing is right and just, which it is. I don't know what's happening, but I just want to help. I don't know why they feel this way, but humanity cannot be saved if we lose what makes us human. Rover might be an entirely different person than who they used to be, but as I've said in the beginning of the thread, the mind forgets but the body remembers. Even if unintentional, Rover on the inside is the exact same person they were, driven by the instinct to do good. Once again, it should be obvious, but I am not representing anyone but myself here. All opinions are my own, which is fair. I get that. I've actually seen something similar as well. I've seen something very similar where in the past decade or so in movies, there's been a lot of cynicism in the story where stories nowadays haven't really allowed themselves to just be what they are. They always have to have this underlying cynicism, and it kind of undercuts the message being told. Like the easiest way to explain this would be with the whole Marvel movies, right? And when they first came out, we appreciated it because it was something new. But now, over like 10 plus years of these Marvel movies, we don't. we don't really have, we haven't really had a story where it is just a simple case of good versus evil. It's always been good, but I have to do it. You know why? Like wink. It's always like winking at the camera. It's like it kind of like undercuts the whole message and whole tone of the thing that's being said. I mean, we did get a bit of that later. No, wait, sorry. We did get that. We did get the story playing it straight with Lord of the Rings, and that's why a lot of people really enjoy Lord of the Rings, because it plays it straight, and it is a story of good conquering evil, and people do appreciate that. And then when it came to be the Marvel movies, when they first came out, and it was a lot of like winking at the camera to the audience, a lot of people did like that because it was new, it was fresh. But it's been over like a decade now, and we're still getting that. I think some characters lend themselves, and it does make sense for the characters to do that. Such as Deadpool. Deadpool is a fourth wall breaking character, and him winking at the camera, that makes sense. But when it's like, let's say, again, let's go back to Marvel movies, like Thor, right? They played it straight in Thor 1, and it didn't do well at the box office because that just wasn't how people were feeling at the time. And then in Thor 2 as well, where like Thor is like making this big speech, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this," and he gets this big bowling ball and he throws it, and he's like, being really heroic right now, and he throws it at the window, and he goes boom, and it gets knocked down. He's like, "Oh, that was fun." That was a comedic moment that I didn't really feel was necessary, and there's a lot of that in the Marvel movies nowadays that we don't really need it, and a lot of people have been like asking for more things that do play it as just straight up, you know? And I get it. Like, I don't need it to be like a snarky, always winking at the audience type of story. I get that. I don't really have any particular problem with Rover being the I will do the thing that needs to be done. I will fight evil because evil needs to be fought. I completely agree with that. That's fine. I appreciate that. That's fine. My main problem with Rover as a character is not Rover themselves, but rather the way people interact with Rover. Like straight off the get-go, as I've mentioned before. You know? So that's my particular opinion on things. I don't have a problem with Rover. I don't think I ever really did have a problem with Rover. My problem with Rover is not Rover themselves, but the way people interact with Rover. Does that make sense? Are we all on the same on the same page? Deadpool Wolverine was good. I enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't like it for some reason, but I enjoyed it. He's sort of meant to be a demigod from a time when all men were demigods. So my problem with Rover isn't with Rover, but with everyone else. In their interaction with Rover, yes. Like sometimes I think it makes sense. Like I think Shorekeeper makes sense. I think Jinsa makes sense. The way Jinsa interacts with Rover, I think that's the way they should have played it. That was fine. That was great. There wasn't any like really over infatuation or over obsession with Rover. Jinsa is like, she wants to do what's right for Jinzo. And that's her impetus. That's her objective. And everything she does is for that. And I like that. So, yeah. Yeah, Altmapper, you say that Camellia makes sense because that's the way it was established. My thing is, I said this earlier. With the way it was presented to us, yes, it makes sense. My problem is that the way it was presented to us in the first place, I didn't see the necessity of constantly having Rover be somehow intertwined in Camellia's life. Intertwined in Shorekeeper's life, yes, makes all the sense in the world, but I don't really see the point of why they're always meeting up at all these points. I know it says like, oh, we're always drawn to each other, but why? I don't see the necessity of that. Imagine that the rover is a god-fighting depressed character, but now people are sucking at him to raise his morale to help save the world instead of making him depressed like before. I don't know. I don't think that's where they're gonna go. I don't think that's where they... No, I don't. No. For just being a part of the Black Shores means you're already connected to the rover. Yeah, ostensibly, yes. But... I mean, like... Now, being connected to rover now, yes. I'm talking about in the past. They've met up like several times, like 2 or 3 times in the past as well. That was my problem. Okay, need to do all this. Who knows?
Understood.
Astagon, welcome in, man. Welcome in. What other hot takes do I have? Because I've already shit on Encore. I've already shit on Shorekeeper's Quest. Where do I go now? Encore, no. Shorekeeper, I mean, I've already gone through this. What is Wuthering Waves? Are you talking about like what is the thing itself, or like in lore? Because Wuthering Waves is an open world action RPG. That's what the Wuthering Waves is. But in lore, the Wuthering Waves, it ties in with like the Etheric Sea. We can't see it from this location, but the Etheric Sea is basically the above clouds, for lack of a better term. And like the resonant energy in there is to do with Wutherium, like this new resonant energy, this new like fundamental energy that's like surrounding all aspects of reality. But it's we're still learning more about that as well. A synopsis of the game.
Understood. I am here to...
I will be there for everyone.
Basically, this guy has no memories.
As we head toward our shared future, leaving
and
the past behind.
All the characters love him. And we're going from one location to another location. One second. For Zodrak, I think Encore was for me the best companion quest. For me, it's down near the bottom, man. Down near the bottom. Fun fact, 120 years ago, many scientists thought everything was made of luminescent ether. Oh, you're going into like old elemental theory, like the 5 elements? Well, 6th element as well? So trying to think what. Let's just do some quests, shall we? Let's do some dailies. I've yapped long enough. I've been talking for like 2.5 hours, almost non-stop. I've been talking for 2.5 hours, guys. I had like 10-minute break just to get some water. But besides that, not even 10 minutes, it was like 5 minutes. But besides that, I've been talking the entire time. It was a prevailing theory of matter before the atomic theory. Didn't feel like was invested well. Wait, what? What didn't feel like it was invested well? I know, right? It low-key gave him personality, and I bet with the memes they would have pulled... Oh, you mean the zipper. Okay, you guys are talking about Scar's zipper right now? What? You guys talking about Scar's zipper? Oh. Okay, this a lot of people seem to like it. Here's another hot take. I didn't. It was too distracting. Oh, okay. I'm going to show you this. One second. Okay. We got this character here, right? 1 second. Will you load, please? Okay, right. Got this character here. This character is called Scar. This is his old design with a very prominent feature here. No relation to Scar. And I'll be honest, it was real damn distracting. It was stupidly distracting. I'm like, what? Why? I know a lot of people liked it because it gave him some sort of personality, but personally, I didn't see the point. I did not see the point of that particular design choice. So when they removed it, and they just made it a regular zipper like on this side here, and if you notice, they changed like the waist part here. They made it look like actual trousers, like pants for you Americans out there. And instead of being like a onesie type thing here, they made like a separate thing, like trousers here with this part separate from that. And I prefer this. I prefer this one. Annie, welcome in, Annie. Character, I was like, let's remind everyone he has the. Yeah. For me, it was too distracting. I didn't appreciate it. And it's not because I'm a straight male. That's not why it was. I just didn't see the point. It was too distracting. Tanaka, I also found that zipper distracting. My eyes always went towards his zip. Same. So, yeah. That's what it was. That's what the conversation about Scar was. Hey Scar, your fly's undone. Yeah. Good. Here. Forlova. I'm actually wondering like how Forlova is going to be implemented into the story, you know? Like also when. What's my you guys see that stuttering here? What the? Why is it stuttering? Like gliding? What is that? What is going on? Why is gliding like doing that?
At your disposal.
Is just available already? I don't know.
Stay calm. Loading.
Variable elimination.
Maybe it's because my ping's at like almost 200.
Disruption.
As a bi woman, the melons are always way more distracting. Oh. Okay, maybe one more hot take for you guys.
The experiment begins.
A lot of people really like this character.
Weather for a walk today.
A lot of people really love this character
Maybe
for
not.
2 particular reasons. No, they're too big. They're too fucking big. I'm sorry. I don't agree. No, they're too big. Like this character's design is just it's mid. It's mid as fuck. I'm sorry. No. Her boobs are too big. Like what I like. Well, I'll say what I like. The boobs are fine. I love tights. Tights are cool. This skirt is cool. These shoulder parts here. What I don't like. The things I don't like about this character here are there's nothing going on here except mass. It's just mass. There's nothing there, like at all. way too big, way just useless. There's nothing interesting about the design at all. Also, I don't like that she has short hair. That's a really weird thing for me to say, but I don't know why. But wait, when she's got these two ponytails here, I feel like she should have long hair. I feel like her hair should be like down to like her midriff here. Her having short hair just seems weird to me. I don't know why it is, but like her hair here, and just there's like a lack of anything here except mass at all. You like the hair? Just my personal preference. Perfectly fine. Like, I'll give you an example of what.
I'll do my best.
Like this one, like she's got some mass to her as well. Yeah, right. But like there's a point. There's like a point to this particular design. Like the whole yin yang thing. They're half black, half white, and this I enjoy. Also, I don't have Changli on this account, but Changli is also really well designed.
May I pray for anything specific?
There's more going on in terms of design here instead of just boobs.
I should try to
like
smile
also
more,
same
you
thing
say.
here as well. Like all
this?
this design, like the necklace, the not even choker, this necklace part here, this design on the neck here, these straps, this design, it's a lot there. Whereas with her,
Perfect weather for a walk today.
I said they've got the shoulders. Shoulders good, but all this section is just
Maybe
mass. It's just mass. Sanhua's outfit is
I
amazing.
should try to smile more, you say.
Sanhua's outfit is
Like
amazing.
this?
I love Sanhua. Like, just yes. Like, I'll be honest. If you told me that Sanhua was a 5-star, I'd believe you. Ayla's measurements far surpass Tauchi's. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Ayla is just obscene. V! Dude, I was in your chat the other day. Did you not see me? I was like, I've not seen V for a while. I was like, oh, he's finally on stream. I was like, oh, V, how you doing, man? I sent like several messages. It just got ignored. Did I do something wrong? Do you hate me? Why do you hate me? V, why do you hate me? I thought we were friends. It's cool, man. Don't worry. Congratulations on the encore, by the way. If it's any consolation, it's any consolation. No. If any consolation, I also got an encore. On this account. I also got an encore on this account. So we're in the same boat. However, I do 2 accounts, and on my other account, I got both Camellia and her weapon. So there's that. You know, watch out me. I watch out, but yeah, right back, dude. Nah. But now, what this means on this account is that I've got a guarantee. I've got Camellia and her weapon on the other account, on my main account. I've got a guarantee on this one. I'm good. The thing is, though, yeah, it was pretty good. It was like at, say, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It was on literally the 35th pull. So, not bad. But yeah, V, how you been, man? It's been a while. We haven't spoken in a while. You been good? What was I doing? I've completely forgot what I was doing because I was like, V's in chat, guys! I'm like, you got Janshin. Janshin is amazing. I love Janshin. I will never stand for anyone saying anything bad about Janshin. She's amazing. I'm good, man. I'm good. Just like trying to get back on things. So I took like basically a month off. I was just so busy. Like all of October, I was so damn busy. Your Janshin is S5? Well, you're a dirty whale, so that makes sense. Wow. So yeah, V, what did you think about Camellia's story quest? Like on a scale of like 1 to 10, 10 being the like best thing ever, what would you give it as a rating? I'm interested in what you say. I've already given my rating. I'll show you my tier list after you tell me what you think. What was I doing?
The experiment begins.
You didn't do it yet? Dude. Okay. Fine. How long were you streaming yesterday? You were streaming for all that time and you still haven't done this story quest? What? What? I could do a bit more on there. Let's get more of these. Let's do some of this. Can you played hard to get? Yeah, true. He was busy giving others encore. What was he? Was he like pulling encore on other people's accounts too? I didn't see that. Most painful stream of You're getting snitched on as well. You're giving everyone encore? What? Dude, why does Encore love you so much? Can we call you Alto now? Can we call you Grandpa Alto? What the fuck? That's just funny. That's just funny. That's just funny. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Fololo spent $700 on Camellia. I wish I had that kind of money. I wish I had that kind of money. What is Encore and why is it a big deal? Basically, Encore is...
begins.
Encore...
Time for another
Encore is this
adventure?
character here. She's basically just like the child character, and I don't know about you, but I am not really one that's fond for playing child characters, just personally. Like out of the standard banners, like if you miss the banner and you get another standard, if you get a standard character, she's not one of the best in my opinion. The best characters you can get on the standard banner are either, in my opinion, Verena, Kalkaro, and Janshin. I will stand by that because Janshin is a goddess. She's a goddess. You pay respect. Yeah. Yeah, Kalkaro got severely power crept by Zhang Yao. Like this guy here. You just like playing toddler characters? Exactly. I'm right there. Verena, Janshin, and Kalkaro. Kalkaro can be of use, but he's like kind of lost his use now because of Zhang Yao, you know?
Integration initiated. Very. Confined
Encore is
within
still
limits.
a sub DPS. Like it just wrecked that. Sub DPS. I think she's a main on-field DPS, not a sub DPS usually. Although, yeah, to be fair, if you play with Changli, then yeah. I'll be honest. I've got Jinsa on this account. I've got Changli on my other account, and I've been playing Zhang Yao the most out of all of them. It's really odd. He's really good, really easy to play.
Integration initiated.
Together we fight. Oh, stars, heed my calling.
Yeah, you should definitely build.
I
You should
will
definitely
lead
build
the way.
Zhang Liao. I recommend him highly. Highly. Jian and Zhang Liao for me. The problem with the Jian, right, is that whenever I get into his ult, and I'm like basically just holding down heavy attack, and he's like doing all this damage, which is cool. He should be parrying a lot more than I feel that he does, and I end up getting like wrecked. I don't know how to, man. I just went through a tier list of where I rank all the companion story quests. Okay. Oh, by the way, speaking of, so not this one. So V says that he hasn't played it, so that's why he rates it 0. But here's my tier list. Here's my tier list for all the companion story quests. What do you think? Do you think that's right? Jian's outfit, I love Jian's outfit. Jian is an amazing character. I love Jian's design, just in general. I want more characters like Jian. Cap? Annie, so you don't like this tier list, Annie? What don't you like? What don't you like? We're gonna fight? Me and Annie are gonna fight. We're gonna fight. Me and Annie are gonna fight. Fight. Nuclear drama. Encore too low, I think. Nah. In fact, no. She was here. She was here, and then she dropped down here. Encore was emotional. I explained why. I explained my reasoning why she's so low. But nah, it just wasn't there for me, like, at all. No. Like, there were parts I did really like. I'm going to say this again. There were parts I really liked about Encore's story quest. And that was the midsection where we're in the Garden of Paradise, where she talks about her relationship with her mother. And the time when the point of time where her mother passes away. And then right at the very end, where we're getting the iris to put in the wreath. And she turns around and she gets to say her final goodbye to her mother. Like, those two parts, that midsection there and the very end, they were good. My main problem is with Ying, the other character, the NPC character. And because Ying is such a big part of the story quest, that really drags it down. And then also the just general vibe, like overall vibe, of it just felt like a children's program to me. It felt like, I mean, I get Encore's a child, I get it, but it just wasn't my thing. I like the more somber moments. Judges should be lower. Yinlin's too low. The reason why Yinlin... actually, think about that. Let me think about that. I was going to put Yinlin here because, like... It didn't have a really cool cutscene. The final boss battle wasn't really a boss battle. It was just like fighting against some random mobs, basically. We didn't get the espionage-esque aspect that we were, like, promised in the trailer. The set designs were good. The music was fine. But it didn't really feel that satisfying, so, you know. So Aitomo, what do you think about my list as well? Any idea? Any thoughts about this tier list? Yinlin's quest was somewhat flaccid. Well, I was not when I was playing it, you know. What tier list is this, Sensei? This is a tier list of all the companion story quests, like how I rank them, like in comparison to each other. So, because I've got S here, that doesn't mean like S again amongst all gacha games, amongst all. Oh, this is a peak storytelling ever. I'm just meaning in Wuthering Waves, as they compare to each other, these three are the best story quests in my opinion. Did Aitama go? Where's Aitama gone? Alright, it doesn't matter. Well, at least Ling Yang lowest. Ling Yang too Ling Yang too high. Yeah, Jianshin's design is amazing. I really want a good Jianshin companion story quest. I like Jianshin a lot. I like Jianshin a lot. Who's Yuan Wu? He just appeared in the war. Yeah, Yuan Wu needs to be like introduced in the story, like severely. There's nothing there, like at all. We need to like have proper introductions for Danjin, Yuan Wu. We got a bit on Taochi, but not so much. We need a little bit more, I think. Wait, who's sleeping? Just delete Yuan Wu and Kalkuro from the game, in my opinion. No point in them. Not yet. I mean, if you read some of the lore stuff from Kalkuro, actually no, lore stuff from both of them. Actually no, sorry, no, lore stuff from both of them. If you read some of the lore stuff like about Yuan Wu and Kalkuro, they are really fascinating characters. They are really fascinating characters. No. Yuan Wu is there's a lot of depth to him as well. Encore's story was about growing up too early. I don't know. I thought it was mainly about dealing with life. You know? Like, Encore interprets the things that happens around her through this lens of being a story, a fairy tale, right? And that was my interpretation of it. So it's definitely not worth the. I was just saying again, Jeji's story. Oh, definitely not worse than Jeji's story. Personally, I didn't mind it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that really grated on me when I was playing Encore Story Quest, where I didn't really have that with Jeji. The problem with Jeji's Story Quest is like it was a completely unnecessary. She came out of
I shall
nowhere.
lead the way. Take form.
Variable elimination.
I already cleared the Dreamlink story event. Not on this account. If you're talking about the Some Noir event, I've cleared the up to Yinlin. I'm still waiting on the next one. That's fine. No, again, yeah, Annie, that's completely fine. Yeah, I did say when I was going through that list, like people that resonated with the Encore Story Quest, they did so for a reason. If they liked it for that reason, that's completely fine. It just didn't connect with me like in any way, shape or form, and that's why I have such a big difference of opinion when it comes to that. I mean, I also had like particular lore and consistency issues that I felt were significant enough for me to that pulled me out of it, but in my opinion it was mainly an emotionally based story. But for me, if you really think about anything that happens in there, it's like a lot of it just doesn't make sense. It's my personal opinion.
Off you go.
Good. Hey. Pepper? Dogi? But I will still stab you respect for not liking. Alright. Alright. Fine. 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 It's fine. Fine. I don't mind. I'll still stab you respectfully. That's nuts. Ooh. Take that. Don't mind if I do. Actually, have I done the trial on this? No, I haven't done the trial on this one. Sensei is not a woolly warrior. Definitely not. Definitely not. Nowhere near close to being a woolly warrior. He doesn't believe in the woolly kingdoms. Woolly kingdom, yeah, I don't. It's just not for me, like at all.
Would you like a fun game between the two of us?
I love this attack. Just like, this AoE damage is insane. And a big like.
Let's have fun. The lovely smack. Don't run.
Pop that.
Keep the dance going.
After losing to Kako, hard pity, I'm starting to hate him. Oh, that's just rough. Oh, I like that. When she like does, when she does the counter, she's like, I never noticed that before.
Vitality sour. Let's have fun.
Cool finish with Carolus there. You somehow did 960k damage with her E. With her E? Just with her E. Jesus Christ, that's a disgusting amount of damage. I've kept a shroom on her. I've kept a shroom as her echo, so Camilla is 100% on field. Yeah, Fololo is a dirty whale. So yeah, S6, like S6 R5, if I remember correctly. Is it R5? Fololo, is it R5? Or is it just S6? It's not R5. Oh, okay. That's next. That's next month. That's next month. R2. Fuck. That's insane, man. I'm so jealous. Yeah, just S6. Just S6. No R5. So right now they're just a dirty well. Next month, when they get R5 S6, S6 R5, then there'll be a filthy whale. Stumbling over my own words. You know what I want to do? I want to do this. I want to show you guys something. At the end of this quest, with Lumi, those who know what I'm going to say. Well, know what I'm going to show you. But you're just going to have to like hang around for a bit while I do that, right? Can you guys do that? But it's like, no, it's not the Scottish accent. It's not. It's about her design. There's something very particular about her design. Oh. It'd be funny if you swipe for S6. Me? It'd be funny if I had the money to do that.
The delivery van reached Waving Battlefield, near journeying from the new Federation to
I've already
Jinja.
played this,
It
so
braved
am I good to
countless
skip this part, or do you guys want me
trials
to
arrive at its destination, but
go through it again? What's the verdict? 1 for skip, 2 for stay. 1 for skip, 2 for stay. 1. Okay, don't mind. 2 for stay. 3 for play a better game. Shut it. 1. Okay, I'm getting mainly 1s right now. I'm getting mainly 1s. Okay, I'll skip that because there's no Lumi anyway.
He better not be stirring up any trouble.
Okay. Right. I wonder if you can see it.
I've already explained. Well, if you can't, I'll...
Don't worry. Lolo Logistics always takes care of its customers. With
3 days? Well, what if it's broken or lost? Don't you know how serious the...
Oh, if it's broken or lost, you can get a full refund.
You know what she
Plus,
sounds
the
like?
shipping insurance you have covers it. So really, there's nothing to worry about.
She sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire. She sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire. 1 was for skip, 2 was for stay.
Well, if you say so. Come to think of it, Lalo Logistics
Yeah.
never missed a delivery. Well, in that case...
Her Ian voice is too
Exactly.
old for her design. That's what I was thinking too. No, if I skip this, is she still there? I need to show you something on her design. I wonder if you can see it. It's not there.
We promise, we deliver. Lolo Logistics is at your service. Is there anything I
It's
can
not used to
help
Lumi
you?
speaking like that. I know some people that really like it. That really like her Scottish accent. Oh, I'll just run this way. Just do this because it's faster. It's not a great Scottish accent. I actually don't know.
What happened here?
Is it a native-born Scottish person that did the accent, or is it someone pretending to be
Somnor
Scottish, like
gateway
just
must
putting
be
on a
just
Scottish
ahead.
accent? You know, like, is it a natural accent, or is it a
Why is
forced
it
accent?
closed?
Absolutely not. So that sounds like a hag voice. She does sound older. We're playing Honkai Star Rail now, guys. We're playing Honkai Star Rail. Let's go. Her design jump scared me because I really thought she was going to be another toddler character, but then whoop, jump scare. She's a short stack, but definitely on the older side for sure. It would be funny if it's a natural Scottish accent because you call her fake. I didn't call her fake. No, I didn't call her fake. I never said that. I'm saying some people have been saying that she's that it sounds a bit fake. I didn't say that. I'm not sure. I'm not that I'm not that knowledgeable.
Astral modulation.
Variable elimination. All shall reveal.
The voice doesn't fit her at all.
Watch out.
For you, it sounds natural.
Integration initiated.
Strike as one.
Take hold.
Look, a new model, tall and Yohu, short and dungeon. Huh. I thought she was the same size as dungeon. Irish, Scottish, Welsh accents all sound the same to you? This is cute. Okay, right.
Onwards.
Honestly, when she's on screen, I pay attention to other things than voice. Once I notice one certain thing, yeah, I'm not talking about her ass. Very cakey as it is, very delicious looking as it is, but that's not what I was looking at. Something worse.
Nobody's here. Just this cat. What's going on?
I really like this, like how these gates here, like, look at this location. I want to go back to this location. This is what I was saying earlier when I was when I was talking about Yinlin's story quest, right? The visuals are amazing. Like, this visual here is insane. I absolutely love it. But the fact we can't go back to those locations is just infuriates me.
Even the great rover cannot stop me now.
Test the poll on Twitch. Can you see the Twitch poll? You mean like which poll? The one about the Gaming Awards thing? Took some screenshots to compare the model sizes. Tower of Diversity? No. Twitch poll. What Twitch poll? 1 second. What? This is Twitch poll? Oh. Oh, there is Twitch poll. Oh. Who did that for me? Okay. So, what do you think of Lumi's Scottish accent? 20% say fake, 6% say real, and 20% say skip. I think it's a real accent. But the thing is though, like sometimes during the quest, right? Sometimes during the quest, it kind of slips and it sounds more like regular English, not Scottish English. Also, by the way, wood.
You're the only one who can restore every...
Very British. You're the only one that can restore everything. It's definitely someone English attempting a generic Scottish accent. You think so? So you think it's fake, Astagon?
What is this? I've never seen this in the Somnor before.
Oh, sure thing.
I should look around for more information. This is a delivery checklist.
I appreciate it.
The name signed here is Fule.
The roticism is a giveaway?
The rest is smudged. Someone must have lost it here.
Okay.
Some kind of... This is probably where Fule lost
Need more New Englander accents. I mean, it'd be really cool if we get more British accents. But there's a lot of British accents I don't think you guys really want to hear. There's a lot of British accents you guys really don't want to hear. Like Liverpudlian or Brum. You guys don't want to hear those. I'll tell you right now. Cake.
Is that?
No, like thick Brummy? No.
The tacit discord. Leave it to me. Bad timing.
Okay, where's my... My aunt's husband is from Brum. Sorry. You want to bite her? You just want to bite her ass. You just want to bite her ass, don't you, Annie? I know what you're like. Yeah, Liverpool. No, out of the two, between Birmingham and Liverpool, Liverpool is worse. I can't be honest.
Find the
I've
missing
got to be honest,
package.
yeah. Can't lie. What's the Prince Charming half Brit, half American accent? Wait, who has the half Brit, half American accent?
Make sure she gets back safely. Help with the express order. Organize a welcome party for the new recruits.
Like this part of the accent here is fine. Like her line reads here sound real natural to me. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards natural, like an actual Scottish person was doing these lines. The Peaky Blinder guy.
Work finished.
It's a cinema accent that sounds American to Brits and British accent.
Time.
That's like my accent. Because when I talk back, when I call back home, they say, "Oh, you sound American." Like, no, I don't. And then like to Americans, they say, "Yo, you sound real British." I'm like, probably.
Why can't she hear me? No.
Leave it to me. The hour is upon us.
Yeah, I know the actor you're talking about. My English is quite neutral. It has its moments. To be honest, you don't sound like a typical Brit. I get that a lot.
The end has come.
Your accent has definitely shifted from its original, especially how you pronounce the letter R.
One more time.
I'm not focusing on the battle here.
Moment of resonance.
I think it's mainly my T's that have shifted. I think it's mainly my T's. Because I used to have an accent where I would glottal my T's a lot. T-glottling is what it's called. Like a glottal stop.
The hour is upon
I would do that a lot more. My R's are very American sounding. American. I don't do that. Like my vowels are definitely more on the British side for sure. I know that for a fact.
Moment of resonance.
Oh god.
No hesitation.
Yeah, they are hypercorrected. The reason why they're hypercorrected is because I teach English, so I really enunciate the T's for the students, and it's just like stuck. Because if I was going to do like an American T, I'd go like say party, like more like a D rolled R type, like a soft T. If I want to do like my old original accent, like party, I would like to T glottal stop, you know.
Moment of resonance.
So I can't do. I'm not going to do party because fuck that. I'm not going to do party because that's not the way you should teach. So I say party. I really hyperfixate on the T's. It's just that she doesn't fall back to her any English accent when she slips up. That's why I'm wondering if she's fully British.
Poulet said the package was lost nearby. Where is it?
Like when she said nearby, like that by didn't sound fully Scottish to me. That was my interpretation anyway.
Oh? It's his delivery checklist.
I swear the American accent spawned from the back and forth between settlers and Native Americans. Maybe.
Oh, the paper's all smudged.
I like how he's not in the chat today. I have a regular chatter called Zol. He's American, and we were actually talking about like accents and such the other day, and he's convinced that the American accent is the original English accent, the original English accent.
Nothing here.
No.
Where did those tacit discount waste my time with?
One second. Just gonna speed. I love how fast we move through this. This is so fun. This is really satisfying to do. I can't wait to like actually do this in the overworld, you know. Americans did clean up a lot of the French influence in written English.
You.
Yeah, you're talking about the removing the U from like a honor and color and that sort of thing.
Chasing me.
But that's just because you're lazy. That's just because Americans are lazy, in my opinion. Victorian era English is a goof and a half. You're talking about like high English. One second. Nice. Ah, missed it. Oh, got it.
Squeaky, alert!
Thorough. Very thorough. Down. Oh, why am I getting trapped?
Squeaky, clear the way!
In New Hampshire, Massachusetts, half the spread against ours. So how do you say like the words like really and red? Do you just go ed? How does that work? It's roticism.
This must be where Tang Tang crashed. I need to find her first. Foulet's package can wait.
I'm going to show you guys
Why are there
some
tacit discords
really
here?
crazy shit in a minute.
Where is Tang Tang? Is she?
Once we get to the end of this, you guys are going to be like, what? Was she just like, climbing over the thing there? What the hell? Just ultimate? No, I was waiting for the energy. I didn't have the energy.
Squeaky, protect the cargo!
Save my natural accent. Okay, there we go. F.
End has come.
End has come. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool.
Squeaky, clear the way!
Car and car. Car.
The hour is upon us.
Can't sleep on a delivery!
Can't sleep on the delivery. End is nigh. Okay, take care. Have a good night. Okay. You're gonna miss the amazing thing I'm gonna show you guys in a minute.
Ah, your
Yep.
hair illumi.
Skip.
I've
Yep, cool. Right. Right. This is what happened, guys, and you have to believe me. I swear on my life, I swear on my life. I was like, oh, look, this is Lumi. Okay, cool. What's this? Oh.
Oh, come on.
Oh, her tacit mark's like moving and such. Okay, that's interesting. I was like, looking at her tacit mark. Like, cause like, thighs, you know? Thick thighs, cake in the rear, thighs in the front. I'm like, lovely. And I was like, just looking around, I was like, hang on. The fuck is that? I'm like looking, I'm looking here, right? I'm looking here, like in this location. You can see like how, yeah. And they were really detailed on the design.
Not
right?
delivered yet.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to be a degenerate Kuma right now. You're going to hate me. You're going to think, why the fuck are you doing this? But it's just like, I swear to God, just for sake of like, they are very detailed in the design, and that is intentional. That is fully intentional. Like, I am not crazy. I was looking at the tacit mark here, and it's like literally right next to it, right? What are we looking at? Can you not see that shadow? Can you not see the shadow? Like, even there, you can still see it quite a bit as well. Exactly. I thought maybe it was just a pure accident. Maybe if I move the character, like I move the character a bit. Yep. It's even more prominent now. It's even more prominent. The only way you don't get it is if you're like in full shadow. Right? If you're like in light. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Squeaky! Enough playing with the letter!
Yeah, and they pulled this in November too, man. I am not crazy. I am not seeing shit that isn't there. This is fucking... This is there. This is not me. This is there. A very prominent pelvic bone. Yeah.
Not delivered yet. Oh, come on.
Oh my god. Oh my god. One second. I'm tired of like trying to like, show this because you can't really get this. I'm gonna display only. Yeah. And just like, oh my god. I just need to get a recording of this, you know? Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a very, very tight suit. It's a very, very tight suit. So like...
Not delivered yet.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Bonk. That's a deserved bonk. Although, to be fair, it's not a bonk that I was going out of my way to get. I'm just like, this is very, very obviously intentional. Single-handedly raising Lumi stocks. Oh wow. Yeah. In one of her idol animations, she does a hip swing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just like, ugh. God damn it.
Squeaky! Enough playing with the letter!
You know? Here it's not there. So there it kind of is. But like, I need to stop. It's just like I'm kind of grossing myself out right now. Oh god. But yeah, that's something I thought was worthy of note. Oh god. Okay. Twitters will use the same script. Why are you focusing on the area in the first place, you creep? I've had that before as well. And I'm just like, I was looking at her tacit mark. It was literally right next to it. You know? It's not... No, it is a shadow, but the fact that they've got the shadow in, like, the... You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hi! You're here! Do you know what? I had a dream just now. And guess what? You were
The beauty of the human body and all? Yeah, I agree.
My team members were asking for help. I kept getting blocked or
like, I
showing
don't,
up
to be fair,
too
I don't
late.
think it's actually a counter. I don't think it's like, I think it's just a shadow. I do agree, I think it's just a shadow. Like a very prominent pelvic bone creating a shadow. But the fact that they went to that level of detail, you know? The thing I did notice about the shadows in also Camellia as well. I wonder if I can see it on here. 1 second. I wonder if I can see it.
Understood.
Yeah.
I am here. Would you like a fun game?
Yeah.
Would you like a fun game?
You can
between the two of us?
Her arm just missed it, but you can actually see her like individual ribs in Camellia's design, which I thought was a real nice touch because she's a very petite individual, very skinny, you know. Like even to like maybe to the point of like anorexic, but it's like nah. I really did like I really pay attention to light and shadow, so that's why I really do appreciate that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's at 12:30. Well, coming on to 12:30 right now. So, and I think I've just guys, thanks for the sub, man. I was just about to like go. I was just about to leave. I'll be honest. It's like 12:30. It's time to go, I think. But yeah, thank you all for coming today. It's been a great stream. We've gone through all my hot takes about the companion story quests and Rover as a character, Rover as an individual, the way people see Rover, all sort of thing, and my particular gripes on how I think it could change certain aspects of my particular issues. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming. It's been a great stream, and I might be on tomorrow. I think I'm trying to get on every day or every other day. So expect more from me in the future. So I'll see you all later. So take care. Have a good day. Have a good morning. Have a good night. Whatever time it is, have a good time. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay. Peace. Bye.